Let's go.
Just get it together, Lambert. We're ready to rock and roll. It's midnight.
Let me lock in here.
Oh, nice.
Do you have you got any sounds program? We got you.
Do you guys do sim racing?
We have.
We have. Yeah.
Like Talladega?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know. I do that and I'm like, man, I just wasted 2 hours of my life doing this.
1,000%. Yeah.
Just 2 hours?
Yeah.
I think you done pretty good.
Yeah. I try to stay away from it as much as possible. I get extreme road rage.
Let's go.
Yeah.
My daughter picks on me all the time about it. She's like, just let mom drive. You'll just be flipping people off when you're not supposed to. I had this conversation with her the other night. I told guy waited like 4 seconds before he was turning to flip on his blinker. Mm-hmm. So as soon as he did, I was just like, fuck you, dude. And she was like, what'd you do that for? I was like, oh, honey, because she's 17, right? So she's only been driving for years. So I'm like, oh, you didn't know that, like, when people wait till the last minute and they turn their blinker on, they're asking you to flip them off. You didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's dangerous now to do that.
Flipping people off?
Just anything on the road.
Sure. Yeah. No, I don't know. It's like a road rage thing. So.
I'm making a whole lot of ruckus over here.
Just get it together. Like,
all right.
Are we live yet?
Yeah, we're good whenever y'all are. I think so. Let me. Yeah, y'all look pretty. So yeah.
Normally he won't ever tell.
All right.
us.
So what are some other names for the knife tucker?
Oh, okay. We can start there.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was tough, right? So because like I get pretty into naming stuff, like, and I like for it to have like this, different angles and different thoughts, and wanted to come up with some cool stuff. So like flip stick for a little while was like it was one that really, it's like a flipping stick.
Mm. Oh, dude. Yeah, that honestly, that was probably one of the better ones. And I'm going to show you why.
It's a lot worse.
And I can't believe I'm already diving into some.
Well, he out the gate, it was like,
hang on.
What were some of the other names?
Yeah. Flip.
I was thinking about that on the way here.
Yeah.
Man, I know they had a bunch of other names.
So our whole marketing thing was going to be this. Hang on, I gotta figure it out.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that have this question, right? They're curious because knife tucker, in the grand scheme of things, is pretty dry, and we knew it.
No, that's a good. Dry is good sometimes.
Right, and so we wanted to be able to kind of capture the market. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to know that if anybody was going to refer to that tool, because it was a new tool, we wanted them to, whatever the name was. So like wrap glove, right? I think they killed it.
Yeah.
So before wrap glove was a thing, what would you have called it? There wasn't a name for it, right? So they introduced not only a new name, they captured that market. So
who started the wrap glove? Who brought out the wrap glove? not the wrap glove, but the glove. Who started using the glove?
Rob Ivers was the first one I seen do it at a show, and I thought it was the dumbest thing I'd ever seen.
Yeah, I made fun of it all the time.
I thought it was ridiculous. I thought it was the dumbest thing.
So this was the whole marketing campaign behind, what did you say?
The flip stick.
The flip stick. So we were going to have somebody that was really good at doing this. Take the knife.
Which is still a dope idea. So
and that's going to happen at some point.
Yeah.
But let's do it. Let's see if we can get them to do it faster.
This is a real thing.
This is a tutorial.
You have to make them glow in the dark.
Yeah.
And black lights.
Hang on.
Yeah, get the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find a professional.
Yeah.
here.
There's people out there that do this, and this is
Pin
their
flipping.
thing. Yep. And it's even like a sport. Like they go and they compete, and like it's a full blown.
Have conventions probably.
Probably. I don't know. I mean, they had to match it with something
Here
else.
we go.
Oh yeah, these dudes are pin flippers for sure.
They got some pouches.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
What? That's
Dude,
serious.
they are decked out.
There's weights on them, huh?
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, so we were going to hire these guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know how jacked they would have been to get that call? Like they're sitting around waiting
With the
on
knife
that call.
fully extracted.
Yeah.
Dangerous as fuck.
Look, they're doing it together. He's flipped it over his buddy's arm. They're all in. Yeah, this is. Yep. So that was kind of the idea behind it.
Sorry. No.
But there were a lot of other names. Like I said, we wanted to, but the thing was, what we kept coming back to was if you were going to reference it, because nowadays people knock stuff off all the time. So, and it's so hard to be protected. You know what I mean? We could go through like.
I just saw the sensor cuts.
Yep.
Already.
Knocking them off.
Yep.
Yep. Focio's getting them all. They're the worst. And it sucks because like, I don't even like talking about them because I feel like now we're bringing attention to them. You know what I mean? So it's like, even like the bad, like even if I say that they're the worst or, you know what I mean? Like they're hacks, like what I could talk shit about them all day long, but we're still talking about them. So I'm promoting their business. It's kind of it sucks really. It puts us in a really shitty situation where it's like, normally I would, you know, just say that they're a bunch of pieces of crap and like, you know, because I'm just petty like that. But like I can't even do that because like I said, I'm promoting their business. So.
And it's funny because most of the time, the people that are buying from them are typically like, not to get political at all, but like they're typically like conservative, like thinking like we need everything in the U.S. But like we got a buddy that will come to us and be like, hey, check out, I got 100 knives for, you know, $20 from China. And we're like, bro.
And he's a hardcore, cold-blooded Republican. You know what I'm saying? Like he's
like,
he's
you're
wearing a MAGA cap. Like he's all in. And I'm like, dude, there's manufacturers here in the United States you could be supporting. He's like, yeah, but I mean, I'm buying these things for 38 cents. You know?
Yeah, I don't think where are the sensor cuts made?
No, I'm not sure.
Germany. Yeah. So I
have one of those in my belt right now.
Do you really?
Like 6 years ago, but it's made out of steel, and I use them on tried airs of the race cars.
So you do use it?
Yeah, I'll use it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have to show me where you use it.
It's just like a 3/8 inch maybe diameter. Just pop it on there, and it cuts a perfect circle
Every time. Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant the one that fills the gaps.
No. And what is it called? Sensor cut?
I don't know. Hey, Josh, can you pull that up real quick? Pull up sensor cut. Let's see what we can find.
Yellow Tools, I think.
Yeah. They've got a cut. I want to say, I don't know what the gap splitter one's called, but I thought it was sensor cut.
That's Sazer.
Sazer. Okay. Yeah.
Sasser. Yes.
Sasser.
Is that Sazer cut?
I don't
Pros?
know. Like that. It's German for sure.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so essentially you put all this time and effort into making a product, and then so you're banking on somebody else knocking it off. So our thought process behind it was, okay, if somebody else is going to knock it off, I still want them to reference it as what it is. And so if we capture that out the gate, then no matter who has it, they're going to refer to it as a knife tucker. So we're always going to have that brand dominance because of that. That was kind of my thought process behind it.
You haven't seen this little guy?
Yeah.
You have one of these?
No, that's not what he's talking about.
Yeah, I have one, but it's made out of steel.
Oh, is it this one?
No.
Oh, okay. So you have one of those that's...
I'll show you
okay.
at some point.
Okay.
Just turn it on, twist it.
Got it. Yeah. Like a leather punch or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, close to that.
Yeah.
I know back when we would do the reverse rivets, we'd go and buy those
I
things.
don't know what you're talking about.
You've never seen a reverse rivet?
On the side of trailers?
Maybe.
Hey, Josh, can you pull up a reverse? No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, if you can, yeah. So on some trailers, you know, normally the button head sticks out on the trailer. They'll do it the opposite way. They'll do the rivets from the inside, so then that cylinder is sticking out on the outside. Dude, it's the fucking worst.
Really?
It is the worst.
I can't picture it.
You know,
I probably have seen it.
Earlier we were talking about like the tech wrapping a car in tech. I would rather wrap a fleet of cars in tech wrap than have. Dude, it's so bad. It's the worst. I mean, you get
that was
better.
Neochrome.
Neochrome, yeah. It's even worse. Yeah.
I know what I can do. I got a video of me
busting them.
Yeah.
Tech wrap's not too bad. Neochrome.
Yeah.
Wrap. Now that's
Actually, no, I don't.
But either way, so we started like rigging these things up to bust these.
Here's
I mean, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like it looks like a 357 shell or something, but it's backwards. You know. Oh, that don't even do it justice.
Yeah. Well, you can see it.
I know
Like
what you're talking about.
it's not those. It's these that are.
Yeah.
But
You
I
got
pop those for days.
you got to cut them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you don't,
Yeah, hole punch them.
yeah.
a lot of people use the what is it? The leather punch.
Yep.
For them. But we couldn't find one that was working for us good, so we went and machined one that was like the perfect size out of steel, and it. Yeah.
Do you know a torch tip head, like the torch tip? It works on those too.
Really?
Not the fatter ones.
Right,
Not
right.
the 8,000.
8,000 is the
The
small
one below that.
We were just talking about that
You can
earlier.
use that.
Yeah.
I have in the
Not
past.
well, we weren't talking about for that, but we were talking about the different. I've got one
Shut
for
up.
some reason. I have no.
You shut up right now.
I have no idea why I've got it, but I use one. They're the worst. They're not even that good.
Step down?
Yeah.
What is that? A 6,000?
6,000, I think, or 4,000. I think there's a 4,000.
A cigarette
Why
lighter,
don't you
pretty
like
much. Because it just doesn't have that power to it. You know what I mean?
I like heat gun.
Yeah.
Heat gun mostly for me, but
I keep a heat gun in my box now. That's something that's been over the last few years. I keep one on.
You just get so much more control.
Yep.
Can finish way better with it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll take heat guns down the side of a boat just because I don't want to burn like the carpet around trailers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But like being able to have heat like on demand versus like with a torch you heat it up and then it cools down, then you heat it up and it cools down. But like with a torch with a heat gun it's so light you can just like kind of just lay it on your lap, especially if you have that like what's the fusion wrap?
Oh yeah, that
for the
orange
tip. You can
wrap.
just lay it on your lap as long as it's not facing towards you. Like you can roll on.
You got a knife on you?
Which one?
Any?
Oh,
Just one. Period.
Here, catch.
Yeah, there's one right there. The WrapOn
Yeah, good call.
knife tucker.
Good call.
Yeah, there's 5 minutes.
I don't know.
Why didn't you use the one on the table?
Filigree on it. Oh, is this the PID Pro Series one, right?
It's similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's similar. Let's go, baby. I appreciate you bringing us gifts.
Yeah. I like.
that's
I fuck with hats.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen
I
it or
figured you
not,
guys would like
Lambert.
that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
No, that works.
They don't do a lot of merchandise.
I haven't seen that pin either yet.
No, that's dope.
Yeah, that's a new thing.
Yeah.
If I thought about it, I would put in like a seal it pin in there or something.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if those are something you guys use anymore. I don't use it.
Baden's been stealing my, for some reason, I had a bunch of the little primer pins. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like the little white ones or
Yeah.
whatever. He's been taking them.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, the seal it pin, I don't know. I didn't ever hardly use that thing.
No, I bought some, it was called the Bullet. Did you ever see those? It looked like a bullet.
Yeah.
Like the marketing was great behind them. When I first started selling tools online, I bought probably 1,000 of those things. Never sold. I thought they were, I just knew they looked so cool. I was like, did I know people are going to buy these things?
Those little primer pins are expensive.
Oh, yeah.
You probably get the hookup on them though. Right?
I don't really. No, I don't get the hookup on nothing. I did just get an email saying that I do get a roll of new PWF, so I'm pretty jacked about that.
Have you used it?
Yeah. It's
How
good.
is it?
Well, it's always funny, right? Because no matter what I say, I normally get the same response. Like if somebody asks me about 3M films, right? They're gonna be like, "Oh, of course you're gonna say that."
I was gonna say compare it to Arrow if you've used that.
Yeah. So the new PWF is by far not anything even remotely close to the best film I've ever touched in my entire life. There's not anything. I don't even know what I would compare it to. It doesn't even seem fair. Now I say that from the perspective of someone that knows how to install PPF and wrap film. I think that if it got in the wrong hands, that somebody that could just if they knew how to install a little bit, like somebody that was entry level or like a DIY or got a hold of it, I think that they would get themselves into a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Because you can overstretch it so easily. Like you should be able to wrap front bumpers, no heat, just about. I mean, it's.
Wow.
Yeah. Super conformable, like easy cold stretch. You can form out panels, like doing fenders and stuff. No problem, no heat. Just, you're going to go back and seal your edges and everything. You're going to post heat like you normally would. But yeah, no, it's
Nice.
it's pretty impressive.
What color are you getting?
It's a rose color. Winter rose. Maybe flip winter rose, I think is the name of it. Yeah. But
White with a red flake or something?
I think so. Yeah. I think it's going to be like
That's what I imagine.
Yeah. So it's taken about a year to get it. So that's why it's like, that's why I say that, like, it's like, damn, like you would think we get the hookup, but you know what? It's, training for 3M has its perks,
And you just did die knock.
I just did not.
I did that too.
Yeah. What'd you think?
It was a challenge for me. I don't know why, but
Did you go to Scott Ross?
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, it's flat wall stuff.
Sure.
It was a challenge in learning the way he was teaching it.
Yeah.
Because you always want to understand how they're trying to teach their craft because he's great at that. So changing some of the ways I would do it to do it his way was difficult for me.
Sure, like things that you would think were just like obvious, like doing corners, like showing the sanding or whatever. Like that was dope. You know what I mean? Like that's
the
cool.
sanding aspect is wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. It really is.
It's nice.
Yeah. So it's like knocking those edges down. Like I would have never done it that way. I've installed plenty of die knock and never done it that way.
I haven't installed much die knock. No. So I was interested in it more so. I don't know. PPF's super popular. Die knock, you don't hear much about it. So I was more interested in that, I guess.
Yeah.
Just take an alternate route,
What was that that job we did at SME that one time on that big party trailer where it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. You remember that? It was Jesse. It was one of Jesse Ingles' shenanigans.
The Newport trailer?
Was that it?
It's green.
Was that die knock that we were sticking? I can't remember.
Inside the trailer? Or
Yeah, inside. It's like we would cut we would overlap and then cut, cut
that's
it,
the scene.
and it would look beautiful.
Yeah,
that's pretty much the only
I'm pretty sure.
time
Yeah.
I'm stuck.
I don't know.
I think it was die knock.
Yeah, it sounds like die knock. Could have
Thick,
been.
looked good.
Yeah. It's great film. I mean, it installs good. It's a little tackier than most films, but architectural, goes good.
That was a doozy of a night.
Yeah.
Oh my god. We ended up staying up till like 6 in the morning and had breakfast at the Waffle House.
Nice.
So, a couple things to that point. One, I wanted to say, if we would have done this yesterday, would have made so much more sense. It being New Year's, you know what I mean? It would have kind of been cool. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
I was thinking, we're doing New Year's twice here.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was, like, when I called you in my head, I'm like, yeah, like, there's no chance. Like, we're wrapping a car in the morning. Like, that's happening for sure. And then, I was like,
I yesterday for me was a wash.
yeah, he checked out. Like,
I was literally trying to get this order put together for one of our distributors, and like everything that was could go wrong was going wrong, and I was just like, at that point, I'm just gonna leave tomorrow. So hey, Scott, you think you'll still want to do a podcast?
Yeah, why not? What else am I going to be doing, right?
popped up, and I was like, no way. Like, God dang it.
Yeah, I don't think we mentioned it. It's what time is it now?
12:30.
My computer time is all messed up because I don't like the government tracking me.
12:25.
12:25?
12:25. No, we're not doing bad yet.
No,
we're pretty
we're
good. But I do appreciate you coming up.
Yeah. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah.
Also,
Thanks for flying me out here.
Yeah, no problem.
that
Don't tell John Duver that.
Okay.
That's just, he'll have a fit about that.
that winter
Business class
rose.
too?
Huh?
Business class flight too?
Ooh,
Class?
I'm saying you flew me out here.
Oh, yeah, business class. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you meant him. I was
only
like,
the best.
I was like, wow, yeah, no, I think he does do some business classes. I don't know what he does.
Does those for sure.
Yeah, that winter rose stuff. It looks dope.
Yeah? You got a picture of it?
I do.
Let's check that out.
I got some. That's what you got?
Yep.
That's pink.
Yep, it is pink.
But it's got like this. I don't know. It's got like a weird like gray.
What are you putting that on?
I guess at the time I probably would have. I was thinking my daughter probably.
Nice.
You're gonna put it on your daughter.
Yeah, put it on my daughter. Just wrap her up in it, protect her before she goes off to college.
She needs all the protection she can get right now.
Yeah, just wrap her up and make sure she don't fall or anything.
Is she going to college somewhere?
Oh yeah, sure. Well, so she's a junior this year, so she got one more year before she actually goes. But Clemson's on her radar.
Okay,
that's been a big one.
You saw that Porsche I just did with that purple and orange?
Yep,
that dude's a Clemson guy too.
Yeah, that makes sense. It looked like it.
Yeah.
Josh, I don't know if you got his Instagram up yet, but it's something.
The Lumina, the red. No, that's an Infinity.
No, I haven't posted it.
No,
I just put it on Facebook. Just
I got you.
Quick view. It's not all the way
on
done.
your stories. Yeah, that's where I seen it.
It's not all the way done.
It looked good.
Yeah, it's gonna be loud.
There was a couple of places that you've been installing here lately that I noticed it was like had the right vibes. You know what I mean? Like it looked good. Like whatever the setup was. I don't know if it was
probably HMD. That's actually where Haley Deegan's going to be driving. Yeah,
so,
they bought a grocery store that went out of business, the Marsh, I think.
Oh, okay.
And just painted everything white. You know, and it's just gleaming in there. It's super nice.
That's what this was.
Yeah.
Is it where the Indy cars are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that what she's running? She's running Indy next year?
Indy next, yeah.
Indy next, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, it looks good in there.
So Chase texted me a little while ago, and I told him, he was like, hey man, you want to do lunch tomorrow while you're down in Denver? And I was like, yeah, let me check with Brad. I'll see if it works out or whatever. And I was like, yeah, do you know Brad? He was like, yeah, fuck yeah. Brad's a fucking badass. Like, he's a badass.
We've only met a few times, but yeah.
He was jacked. Dude.
He was looking at my work when I was doing our car for sure.
He's that guy too. He's that dude that will just like walk up and like.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it has to be, but I'm just saying, like, not everybody will. Like, he don't give a fuck. He's just that dude.
Yeah.
You know. That's why I fuck with him. I like him. Like, he's cool.
Yeah, you said you were a wheelman with him, right?
Yeah, like, dude,
Let me hear about that.
So we got in trouble several times. Chase didn't grow up in the trailer park. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind. I'm not saying he comes from a wealthy family by no means. Like, but have you ever heard of like ugly duckling syndrome? Have you ever heard of this? All right. So like a girl starts off like really ugly. So she gets a really great personality and she grows up to be like this beautiful bombshell, but she's got this badass personality to back it up. Right. They call it ugly duckling syndrome. That's the thing. Okay. So I think he might've had some of that. Like he might've just started off just like, I don't know, busted and like short, fat, just obnoxious little bastard or something. Like, but his personality, like you can't not like the guy. Like he's super charming and like now he's beautiful. You know what I mean? He looks like a freaking model. Like he's just, I don't know. He's cool.
So is he going to lunch or what?
Yeah. So I told him because of this, I didn't know how it was going to work out. Gotcha. Like if we're going to roll in at 10, race teams are funny. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where we're at on that. So yeah, I'll just, whatever you want to do, we can go eat with him. Or he said at the end of the day, if we just want to slide by and check his place out, we can do that too. So
yeah.
Either ways, I'm down. So
I almost brought you the die cast of the car we're going to wrap tomorrow, but I only have one. And
yep. That's fair. Yep. That's fair.
They do have a die cast of it.
Yeah.
They probably have a new one. That is an older livery, but pretty close.
Yeah, we'll have to find it for sure. That's gonna happen. It just makes sense to have it, right?
Sure. Did you do all these right here? Well, not all of you.
Yeah.
The race cars.
Yep, all the race cars.
And the haulers.
Yep, haulers too. Actually, the haulers are fake. These ones.
You guys put graphics on them.
No. Like these ones are, like they'll do certain run, like the Hooters Night Owl or whatever. Like that was never a hauler run. It's always been Napa. So his setup, but like this one and the one behind it and the Raptor, all those are pretty legit. Of course we always wrap the top rails, bottom rails, the tractors. So they're close, you know what I mean? But they're not, they're not the real deal. They're just, So there's a little bit of that's just, I don't know. I picked these two because I thought they looked cool. But we, for 10 years we did, the 9, the 48, the 5, and they changed it a little bit, but yeah. But Chase, I wanted to tell you the story. So Chase, he's not from the trailer park, but he would fit in at the trailer park for sure. Like I think you could draw that kid anywhere and he's going to do all right. So when I met him at the driving experience, like he's like the quick with a joke guy, you know what I mean? Like if he was at parties, like he would be the one that lights your cigarette. Like he's just quick with it like that. And so he was always cutting up. And so as a driver, they expect you to inspect the car before you go out, right? Like you've got this whole list of things when you get to track. You're like, there's certain things that you have to do. So I was a new guy, so I'm like doing it to a T. I've got my list out. I'm checking the boxes. I'm checking the whole car, going on through everything. He's kind of sitting in the corner and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Hey man, just safety first. You gotta P's and Q's here." And
Speaking of that, I should have did that on the way over here. I drove halfway here with no lights on.
Oh no!
Past the cop.
See what I'm saying?
Dude,
I thought they were auto. It was a brand new car. I'm like, they're auto.
This is so.
Damn, these lights suck all the way here.
No lights on.
Finally, I turned them on.
Right.
I haven't drove my truck with the windows tinted like they are right now, like in the middle of the night yet. And tonight, leaving the house, I took the wrong on-ramp to come here, was going the opposite way, got off to turn around, turned left whenever I shouldn't have, and ended up on an exit ramp to the highway.
Tonight on the way.
Yep, and drove about halfway up on the on ramp, and I was like, "Holy shit, I'm not supposed to be right here." Had to turn around.
So it sounds like I'm lucky to have both of you here tonight. So I appreciate that, guys.
It was bad. I was like, dude, if a cop sees me doing any of this, I'm going straight to jail. I don't care what I blow. I'm straight to jail.
No, I'm sure you could blow something and get out of it. It's Randolph County.
What time do you guys usually do these podcasts?
It ranges.
All
you know
over.
what? Yeah, because everybody's cool and like, so we try not to make it too pressured. Yeah. So if somebody's got like, if they're more comfortable, at a certain time, we just try to tailor it to, when they can get here, and you just never know. Like it's always different. Some people, like we've met guys that they like doing stuff early in the morning, and other guys like they later in the day. So it's just kind of all over the place. Whatever makes the most sense. Sometimes at midnight, I guess that's a new thing. That's new for us. But yeah, so met Chase. He's picking on me because I'm checking over the car. He was like, there's a guy that's going to do that. Like he's the mechanic. He's like, you even really know what you're looking at? And I'm like, no, I really don't. You're right, I don't. And he was like, all right. He was like, so we need to go over here and fuck off for a little bit, and then they'll get the cars ready, and then we'll hit track. And so that was kind of how we first met, and it was cool. He was just a cool guy, and but he was always like, he'd push it to the limit on the tracks, and he knew all the little tricks with inside the company, how to like maximize pay and like all the stuff. He was just slick like that. And anyway, one of my favorite stories about him was we were out on track together. You always try to split the track, right? So if he's on the front stretch, I'm on the back stretch, vice versa. And I know his times, he knows my times, and you can tell, if he picks up a little bit, I need to either pick up or he needs to slow down, and you don't ever want to have to slow down because it's an experience. You want the, whoever's in the car with you, you want them to get the full experience.
How do you get that job?
I was wrapping cars for the driving experience, and the guy was trying to hire me like over and over and over. Every time I went in there, he was like, dude, let me hire you. And I was like, what am I going to do? He was like, I don't know. I'll find something for you. I don't give a shit. Just come to work for us. And then one day he said it, and I was like, next time you're looking for a driver, let me know. He's like, I'm looking for a driver.
Nice.
I was like, okay, how do I sign up? He was like, take this application, fill it out, lie on everything, and I'll push you through everything.
Dude, I can see that day so clearly because I was like, no way that just happened.
And so this is funny too. So I fill out the application, and I'm trying to stay relatively truthful, right? But I've always lied on applications. I think I've only ever filled out 2. This was one of them. And so like I'm filling it out, maybe 3, and I'm filling it out, and there was this thing that was I've always put that I could speak multiple languages. I can't, just so we're clear. Like not even closely, like not even kinda, like so far out of it. So anyway, later on down the road, this guy starts, every time he gets a foreigner in, he puts him in my car, and it's like the funniest thing for him. Like
because he thinks you could speak.
No, he knew the deal, right?
Sure.
Like, yeah. And so it was one time there was a little old lady. She was a Hispanic lady, spoke very fluent Spanish, no English, and so he put her in the car. She can't drive a manual transmission. She doesn't speak any English. He's dying laughing. And so there's like a time limit on pit road where they got to get you out on the track, And so if you don't get them up to speed fast enough, they'll push you out onto the track with a truck. They come up with a tow truck and they'll push you out. So he comes up, and like I feel, I'm like, God dang it. It's been like 3 minutes, and you get 5. So it's like, I'm trying to I'm working with her going, okay, use your feet and get them up there because we're about to go. And her eyes are like, whoa, no. You need to be in the seat. And then, she's freaking out. And I'm like, there's no going back, So it's just like drop it in third, smash the ignition and just,
I thought you were driving the car.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah. So you never, it was like, so with the Chase story, I was. So we're doing ride and drives, right? And so I hear him, he cuts a lap, right? And a fast lap at Charlotte's like 27 seconds is a pretty good lap. I think they're, I don't know what the lap times are now, but just say.
That's around there. I just did the sim.
Okay. So it's a pretty quick lap. I think that year Kurt Busch sat on the pole, and it was a little faster than that, but it was, either way, 25 seconds around Charlotte's a quick lap. Don't care who you are, you're cooking at 25 seconds. So I think for us, it was around 50 to maybe 45 seconds was like, the red zone or something, like there was an area where it was like, Chris would always say, once you go this fast, as soon as you step into this speed, the percentage of death go, and he would just grill us like, safety, you got to be safe. We can't kill anybody, blah. So cut a lap. I hear his lap time and I'm like, oh, okay, shit, I need to pick it up just a little bit, And then, so I pick it up and then the next lap a little bit faster. And like, I'm looking out of my little window, and I'm like, no way he's doing this right now. Cause we had just been talking about, what they qualified at. Right. And so I hear him go down into 3, never lifted. So I knew, I'm going down into 1. I'm looking about halfway through 1 and 2, and I'm back on the gas. And Chris, I cut a lap. Chris, the guy, it was another guy who was crew chief in that night. He's on top of the box and he cues in. He's like, hey, just you got, 30. I can't remember what the time was. 42 seconds. Copy, backing off, come down the back stretch. Chase never lifted going into 1. I know he didn't. Right. And when I heard it, I'm like, all right, this is where we're at. And if we're going down, we're both going down, And Chase, I hear him when he comes out of 2, I'm passing through the dog leg. I hear him cue in something like, radio's not working. I can't hear you. Something. He starts talking and I'm like, okay, I know what's going on. I know. And then, so in my head, I'm thinking I'm safe here because I got to stay on the other side of the track from him. So if he picks up speed, I got to pick up speed because we can't,
right.
That was what I was going to go with, and he just hammers down. He starts popping laps off and just the time's going down. No, okay. Heck no. But I don't know if he was trying to be honest with you. I think he just had a wild hair. I think he was just, it's hard, dude. Like you
I'm
think,
sure if you're driving that around there.
Yeah. Well,
you want to go fast.
It's an itch thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you think that getting in it's going to scratch the itch and it just don't, dude. It's like, it makes it worse. You want to race more, and the 2 people that were in the car that night probably had a ball and they were loving it, like I was at Richmond one time and you could see these guys, they're from all over the world, right? Like you never know who's going to get in your car, but this one dude gets in my car and he's like, man, I've done this, 5 or 6 times. He's like, I race late models regularly. I'm just a race enthusiast. I just love it. He's like, dude, I just appreciate you being here. And we didn't even talk about anything other than that, really. I mean, that was kind of the whole thing, So when he reached up, he knew where all the stuff was. He's fired up. He's ready. Super grateful. I got to do so little, and back then we would have a dial, right? You never went to 10. Mm-hmm. You'd start, normally 5 or 6, something like that. And then, if they got good, maybe you go to 7. If they were a repeat customer that was really like dialed in, maybe they got to 8 if they were just cranking out laps. Yeah, we started on 8 that day because I just knew. I knew. And then we cranked off a couple laps and I was like, you feeling it, man? He was like, dude, I don't know. Like today, I don't know if the tires are just grippier. Like if we're coming, I don't know if it's the cold air, but dude, this thing is smoking. I just reached over and clicked it over to 10. I was like, give her hell, dude. Just
how many laps would they do?
It all depended on the package, so like, we could do like a standard was like 10 and
that's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, they could really get down on it if they really wanted to. And there were bigger packages where they could stay out there for a long time. And I think the biggest package was like 50 laps, which is, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But there was guys out there that was their thing. They'd come out there once a year and they wanted to get the full experience,
Eric Jones did 28-8. May 26th,
and
2018.
I want to say that we were like 35 seconds, something like that. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah, we'd have qualified for the race.
Well, hang on. Let's just see.
Yeah,
I don't think you would have.
No, it's probably 32 seconds.
30 is the slowest.
Okay, and what year is that?
Jimmy Hill, 2018.
2018. Okay, that's probably about right there.
Jeffrey Earnhardt beat him by a tenth. Yep.
So that's my story with Chase. It was, but since then, like he's got a cool story. Like I'm excited to get him on the podcast.
Yeah.
So,
when's he gonna come?
I don't know. I just
he's from here, right?
Yeah. He's well, I don't know if he's actually from this area, but he's lived here. He moved here for racing. He was he did the red racing thing. I mean, he could have. I don't know what happened. I don't know if like him falling in love and it just messed up his trajectory. But like he was full on like he was gonna go pro. Like he's the real deal. He can wheel. I mean, he can get after it pretty good. Yeah. It's exciting too because he's that guy. You know what I mean? Like I think he fits it good. yeah, I get excited about him. This, I was rooting for him. I was hoping he would go, but it'll be cool to hear his take on it. So
yeah, you've had some interesting guests for sure.
yeah, I think that's kind of the gauge, right? Like I want him to be interesting or super passionate, and if I can find them both, like that's that's the cream right there. That's the way I like them. I love it when it's like that. Like that's the home run. It's tough though because like y'all meet interesting people, and it's like they may not fit exactly with their rap industry, but I've gotten to the point now where it's like I'm trying to find the connection of like the.
No, I think that's good. I need to break out a little bit of just the regular rap group.
Because I mean, a lot of the stories start to sound like, if you just look at it like super top level, start to sound the same.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like there's some, like I like getting into the weeds and really hearing about like, I don't know how you started. I don't know how you cut your teeth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I know there was a box cutter involved for sure. There's no doubt about that. There was
box cutter.
Yeah. So, but other than that, like, there's something about that too. Like as a trainer, like I like hearing how people got into the industry, because you hear so many wild things where, now it's they could have seen a video on YouTube. And
I got into it by, I was self-taught designer.
Really?
Doing graphics, mixtape cover, T-shirts, stuff like that. But I was working at a warehouse.
Okay.
And
were you into music? You said mixtape.
No, I wasn't into music really.
No?
But those were people that wanted graphic design work. So at least that I knew.
So what were you doing? You said you work in a warehouse, like
picking parts.
Yeah.
Putting them on a pallet.
Let's go.
Yeah, for sure. I was not in a great spot in life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But things worked out.
What you want.
Things worked out the right way, and
I
lost that job that I had. Went to TKO Graphics.
No way.
And I thought I was going to be a designer there.
Okay.
So I filled out an application to be a designer, and they threw me in a install bay with 53-foot trailers.
So I've been to TKO before.
Have you?
Yeah, it's pretty cool setup.
Yeah.
Like it's legit. Like they're a huge fleet company.
Yeah.
Like, how many installers do they have?
I don't know. They're all over.
Yeah.
They're in all the Great Dane factories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's huge.
I want to give a shout out to Mike Stoops and Craig Courtney too.
Very
from
cool.
there. Yeah. They trained me up a little bit. So
on the install side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Stoops actually just worked with me the other day.
Really?
In one of those Indy Next cars. Yeah.
No way.
He still gets down all the time.
So is he contract installer? Or is
No, he works for TKO. He's been there like 30 years.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn. So he's been getting after it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So is TKO.
But I did trailer work.
Okay.
2 years straight. Wake up, drive an hour and a half to a factory, get on scaffolding.
How'd you find the
8
job?
foot in the air, Huh?
How'd you find the job?
I don't remember. Just driving by.
Really?
And it had graphics in the name.
Okay, so it fit.
Yeah.
So you were.
I'd try that.
You were designing. What kind of software were you using?
Illustrator.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had. I mean, you were set up.
Photoshop, Illustrator. I was making websites.
Okay.
Random things like that.
How'd you get into that? Just.
I don't know.
Really?
I don't remember.
Fun. Yeah, just something cool.
Yeah.
Were you artistic like that? Like.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, like you draw and stuff, or like
not a drawer really,
no?
but once the computer came around, just led from there, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you had asked Josh earlier about engineering, so I didn't know maybe if.
Yeah, I don't know. I've like tinker with electronics and stuff, like the 3D printing. I had one of those. So
that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Just trying to learn different trades and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, it's cool to keep your mind creative, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I try to implement it to the rap side of things. So like you guys are.
Well, we're trying. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's a process.
We got to use our resources.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Yeah. So you're messing around, end up going over there. You're thinking you're going to design.
Yep.
Chunked in the installation bay.
Mm-hmm. Bright orange shirts.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They sent us a box.
Yeah.
They sent us boxes.
Yeah.
So we did a huge job for them, and they were like, "Hey, if you're going to do the jobs, you got to wear the shirts." And like, we put a lot of time and effort into like building our uniforms and shit. So like, we were like, "Nah, no, we're not doing that." Like we don't.
What was the job?
Conway.
That was that was a big one.
Conway Trucking or
it was an XPO Logistics rebrand. Yep. It was huge for us. I think we had 1,500 units here in Charlotte.
Gotcha.
And it was like the setup we had was crazy, because when we pulled up on the job site, they're like, okay, we've got all these units, we've got this one wash bay down here at the end, and like I'm thinking, okay, 1,500 units, we got to run every single thing through one wash bay. That's like, it's going to take us 2 fucking years. Like, this is never going to work.
Yeah, then we see like these big warehouses with like bays and nothing in them.
Like sitting right next door. It's like an empty, abandoned freaking warehouse. I'm like, what is that? And they were like, oh, that old thing is just, and I'm like, do the doors work? And they're like, yeah, but like, we don't know. Like, I'm like, let's walk down and look at the old abandoned building. And they're like, you're not going to like it. We roll it up and it's just a freaking perfect, I mean, it's row after row.
Where
like,
you can stack them and just
like
scaffolding in between, one side, the other side. Yeah, for sure.
It was set up. I mean, it was like the installer's paradigm. And I remember like standing there was a guy, another guy named Scott, and he was like, you guys aren't really thinking about wrapping in here, are you? And I was like, I mean, I guess if we have to, if you're going to make it, I mean, there's a wash bay over there, so we can bring in a wash team and they can work in the wash bay and wash everything and stage it for us. And so they were always like, we had 10 trailers staged every morning when we got there, like right out the gate. Like it was amazing. It was, yeah.
Yeah. I've heard horror stories about like their like people wrapping and like this places and stuff like that. It's just, yeah.
Well, I mean, we could throw down anywhere, really, can't we?
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah,
we were prepared to.
Not everywhere is the best, that's for sure.
Monographics had that job to begin with, and something happened. Something went haywire, because that's kind of how we got the initial call. Mark Skelly, do you know Mark Skelly? Mm-hmm. He's from up your way. He's a different cat. He's old school. You know, yeah. You might even like see him like. I always make a joke like, I'll just beat it on with a hammer. Like he legitimately might beat some graphics on with a fucking hammer. He's a different breed.
Does he work for a company out there or what?
He's a contract installer.
Signature Graphics is out there too.
Yep. And he does work for Signature. Yeah. He's, my Mark Skelly story is like, we were talking to him one day. I was riding up the road with Dustin, and he's like, kid pissed me off. I don't know, man. I might not be in a perfect place to talk right now. And like, damn, what happened? He was like, well, he wanted to talk back to me, and there was a PlayStation out the window. Like, you did what? He lives like on the third floor of like in some, I don't know. So, and he's like, yeah, I just chunked it out the window. He's like, landed on the sidewalk out on the street next to the garbage can. They'll just haul it off with the
man.
So yeah, he's just old school like that, dude. Tall, skinny guy.
Did you guys do any True Green?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did a lot of that. Yeah. Man, I traveled up and down the East Coast.
Yeah.
All the way to New Mexico with another dude that works at Andretti. Actually, he's a mechanic now, but man, we do those all day and night.
I mean, that wasn't a bad gig.
No.
Give
like us per diem.
Yeah.
Send us out 30 days traveling up and down the coast.
But you were doing that for TKO. You said when you were working there. So
yeah. How
long have you been separate from them?
Oh, that's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2009 is when I started there. Yeah, I haven't been with them for a while.
Yeah. What made
I went to TKO to Shadow for like 6 months.
I was going to say, I didn't know you worked there. That's cool.
Did my own thing. Mm-hmm. And then wasn't in the best spot. And then Ganassi reached out to me. Was with Ganassi for 5 years. Now I've been on my own for 3.5.
No chance. You were with Ganassi that long?
Yep.
No way.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought you were contracting with them.
What stopped that?
Oh, the windscreen on the Indy car. I don't know. It was another element, and it was a lot of work.
Oh,
after the fact,
they wanted you to do more.
No, I mean, I always did more.
Yeah.
Always.
Well, of course, we always.
It's a race team, Joe.
Yeah. But
they always found more. But
the windscreen.
Yeah, it would just before the windscreen came, I could get the cars done before the mechanics could get it done.
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
So I'd be done. Right. They wouldn't have to wait on me. Once the windscreen came along, the graphics had to go over these bolts and holes, and arrow. So I'd be making them wait. At that point, the mechanics, you know what I mean? So
And
I
that
can
was
only do so much.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Just you?
just me. Yeah.
Okay.
Just me installing. We had a designer, production guy, and an install.
Yeah.
Yeah. Race team expectations, bro.
Oh yeah. Man.
So
Golly.
Ganassi's big, dude. Ganassi. So they had the shop up in India and they had shop down here.
Yep.
So they've got, is it 3 full-time drivers?
IndyCar.
At the IndyCar, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, 3 full-time drivers. And do they do backup cars?
Oh yeah.
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 So each car will have a backup car. How many races they run a year?
That's a good question. I think like 17.
17?
Yeah.
So when they would go out on the road, would they race multiple times on the road?
Not usually.
They'd come back to the shop.
Yeah.
So when we would do Penske stuff, when they would come in on the road, they would bring body panels in on racks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like a giant cart.
Oh yeah.
They just roll the cart in, we'd pull a panel off. Most of the time, I wouldn't even know what the panel was. I mean, after a while, you get used to it. But at the beginning, I didn't even know what it was. They'd just say, here, wrap this.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd have it taped off, and we'd wrap that section. And then you hang it back up, pick up the next part, and do it again.
Yeah.
Similar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lived in the wing room, really.
Yeah.
I would do the tubs, and then I'd be in a different room just doing all the other crap.
Gotcha.
You know, the wing room, they would have 3 sets of wings, front and rear. So it became a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're pretty, I mean, I haven't seen, Josh, see if you can pull up just a newer Indy car. Well, you said 2018, right?
With Ganassi?
Yeah.
I started at 2016 with
16,
Yeah.
but went up to 2018.
20.
20. Okay.
Yeah.
Pull up somewhere in that range. Let's just take a look at one, because I don't want to speak out of out of frame here, but there's a lot to them. I mean, you're wrapping. The tub in itself is pretty challenging. I mean, just working around the front A arms and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
usually that's off, but I have wrapped with it on before.
Majority of the ones we did at Penske, they were on, and it sucked.
sucks.
Dude. Yeah, it was a pain in the
not good.
ass. Mm-mm. No, and like you said, aero is everything. So it was like,
Yeah. Oh, hang on.
Yeah, I wrapped all those on there when I worked with them.
every single one of those. Every one of those.
What was the worst one that you think you had to?
Well, Jimmy Johnson drove for Ganassi, and they were letting fans pick the designs and the liveries, and he was changing them race after race, and it was like a lot.
Yeah.
So he kept us busy for sure.
The Carvana car.
Yeah, that was one of them. There was one that didn't have any. It was black and white Carvana,
yeah,
and
I
had
see it.
that spiral thing on it.
Yeah, that looks obnoxious.
Yeah, it was.
I'll pull this
That
out.
was
Hang
just a test wrap.
So when you were at TKO, you left, went to Shadow.
Yeah.
So when you got to Shadow,
Shadow put a sign next to TKO, like installer one.
oh no way!
You know,
That's
I
funny.
called it. All of us installers are like, "Oh, that's weird." You know, what's that?
How
sign?
close are they?
Oh, they're not that. Well, they're close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah,
Right.
They're
So
both on the west side of Indy.
did they put?
Yeah, there's that one.
Did they put that sign out there on purpose?
Oh yeah, it was a great tactic.
Yeah.
Great
But they knew what
tactic.
they were doing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So it wasn't a coincidence.
No, all of us at TK were like, "What's that? Somebody call that number."
Yeah.
I called it. I ended up going there and working.
No way.
Yeah.
Darren was
Yeah.
that? He yeah. Darren's the man, dude.
Yeah, they do some sick shit.
Yeah.
They do.
Darren's just cool.
He's actually doing the other 2 Cadillacs that we're
Really?
gonna do. Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Well,
Wayne
every year
Taylor.
he goes
Wayne
down
Taylor's
to,
running Cadillacs this year,
Okay.
and they have 2 of them.
Action Express or
Wayne Taylor. They have the other 2 Cadillacs.
Mm-hmm.
Action Express has 1
so they're running. Wayne Taylor is the race team. He doesn't.
in Indy
And
that Darren takes care of,
got it. Okay.
and it's
Got
the
it.
same Cadillacs.
Same deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Who produced the graphics?
They do.
Oh, Shadow does.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But so, but yeah, he's just I don't know.
When you say you're in the wing room, what does that mean?
That's a separate room where almost all those parts are on a shelf, like you said.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the same thing we would do at Penske.
It's just called the wing room.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we call it.
Yeah.
That's
So-
where they're building the wings. Ripping them apart, building them.
So at Penske, we would be like right in between the shop floor and the body shop. It's kind of where that landed. And so it was like there's a carbon room right there. They've got some they were old body shop bays pretty much, and they would just work out of them like they were like a. So I'm sure it's really close. Penske's cool. Hopefully we'll get to go by there. I do. If you've never been,
I haven't been there.
Okay,
I touched up their Indy cars this year though.
Yeah,
at the 500.
So it's sick, dude. Like,
I bet
it's the largest tile job that's ever been done in the world. So
they
like,
got all the Indy cars, NASCARs. They got the Porsches in there too, the sports cars.
Everything is tile.
Yeah.
Yeah, like tiled floor. It's wild.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah. Like it's so strange when you'll see when we go. I'm gonna see if we can get us some good. Get in there and really see some stuff. Yeah.
What about 23XI? You been there?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Yeah, I got good contacts there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can get all the way in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
They were looking for an installer recently.
Yeah.
Who works there? Do you know?
No. So I hit him up. I was a little so I got a buddy of mine. He drives the 23 hauler. Mm-hmm. Hit me up. He's like, "Hey, look, there's an opportunity here. You need to jump on this." I waited a little too long, and the guy that left, that was their lead installer. He's working with my brother on the installation company.
But you were going to take the job, or
no? I wasn't going to take the job.
Just contract.
Well, I was looking at it a couple different ways. I was looking at it like, okay, I could go in and maybe help train these guys and kind of start building that relationship there, kind of from that perspective. And then the other thing, I was like, well, with my younger brother, he freelances now. Josh is a freelancer. I'm a freelancer. So in my head, I'm like, well, if they want to sub us out the cars for the year and I can know ahead of time and, that's kind of where my brain went. It was like, it's not a bad gig. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I could stomach doing it. Josh could stomach doing it. I don't know. I had to call them, at least feel them out and see where they were at. You know what I mean? I didn't know what was going to come of it, gotcha. But by the time I called, I talked to the guy that does all the hiring, and he was a super nice guy. Michael something. But we were talking, and I was like, so do you have any luck finding? He's like, installers they're tough to find locally. He's like, you won't find them locally.
Really?
And I was like, bro, you preach to the choir. I know, I know for sure this, right?
That's surprising. I mean,
dude, it's crazy how many installers are here, but to hire them is.
I feel like it's the same in Indy.
Dude, it's insane.
Yeah.
Because we're always freaking busy.
Yeah.
Always busy.
Teams struggle out there too. Yeah. They just take in new guys and train them up.
Right.
Because the part becomes repetitive anyways.
Yep. But you got to get them through that process. You got to get them up to speed. And some people can do it, some people can't. Yeah. A lot of race teams, they get the old head in there that's just like, figure it out. Just figure, and it's not that you're putting a sticker on, figure it out, So, but as well, I mean, it's just what you just said a minute ago. You're the low man on the totem pole, right? So if they added work on you, what should have happened was they gave you more time. It's not the case.
Yeah.
They expect you to get more efficient and get better and be able to deal with because that's the racing mentality, right? Mm-hmm. So it's just like they chip away at us.
100%.
Slowly killing our will to live.
100%.
When Hendrick stopped using us, I never even got a call. Mm-hmm. Never got a call. The phone just quit ringing one day, and it was awful.
Yeah.
And not because of losing the money sucks they just stopped calling.
Really?
Yep.
And we saw writing on the wall too, which sucks even worse, I think.
Because I tried to stay ahead of it, and I'm like, I'm trying to communicate. I'm trying to hey, what can we do about this? What can we do? No, everything's good. We're good. Don't worry about it. No big deal.
Yeah.
And then it's just like,
it's just like whenever they went to the all composite bodies and nothing could be painted, then like some of those body guys and those paint guys, they're either going to lose their job, and for the most part, Rick Hendrick ain't going to let some of those people lose their freaking jobs. Like they're going to go. They're just going to go to. They're going to learn how to wrap.
Mm-hmm. The painter at Ganassi, he was game for it.
Yep.
This dude been painting for 20 some years, but he liked it because it wasn't messy.
Right.
I could see that.
And he picked it up pretty good, actually.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Most of these guys are smart enough to where they're going to figure it out.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So it's not the end of the world, but there is a little bit of a, some are going to get it, some aren't.
It just sucks because you invest like so much of your life and spend so much of your time there, like that. I don't know that anybody else did. Like when you think about like a 9 to 5 job, other than going to the racetracks.
Oh yeah, the longest I ever worked was Fort Ganassi, 40 straight hours.
Yep.
40 straight hours.
And when you're the only one in the shop at 3:00 in the morning, like
it's just
golly,
a card would have been nice.
yeah, a ring,
Something.
That was in Saudi Arabia
No way.
oh my god,
with the Extreme E car. Off road, they're
Oh, that's
they beat
right. Yeah,
those
yeah.
things up.
Yeah, yeah.
And the driver took it out for a shakedown and hit a rock.
So that's a little different. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like there's a little bit of experience there that's kind of like
yeah, that sounds kind of cool.
Yeah,
I mean, it sounds
Well,
like it
was
sucked
cool until
until
the
that.
last 10 hours.
Yeah.
Until I had to wrap it again
Yeah,
after just wrapping it. Yeah.
yeah.
how did you get into that?
That was with Ganassi.
Oh, really?
That was
They
extreme.
run those?
They did, yep.
Yeah.
So I went to Saudi Arabia with them, Africa, then I quit. And then Lewis Hamilton's team called me to come back. It was a connection from our Ganassi marketing guy.
That's how it
knew
works.
Their marketing
Yep.
guy. And he was like, oh, we need somebody. They called me on, Wednesday. I left on a Friday, went
No
to
way.
Italy, traveled like 30 hours straight to some island. Yeah, wrapped the car. And they didn't want to keep me there because I charged them a lot.
Yep.
And they sent me away. And when I was at the airport, they wrecked it. And they had to get somebody there to fix it. You know what I mean? Because they already
Damn.
sent me away.
No way.
Yeah.
So ideally, what would have happened is you would have just kind of. Does it work the same way as like the Baja? So you would kind of trail them. And
No, this is a track. It's like
okay.
an off-road track.
I got you.
Short course. Type.
Really?
Well, I guess it's not short course, but
What's it called again?
Extreme E. Now it's gone. It's going to be Extreme H.
What's the H stand for?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen. Oh.
And it's going to be FIA regulated series.
way.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think it'll be big. You'll probably see
Yo.
Toyota in it.
This shit looks gnarly. How have I not heard of this?
Because there's no fans. It's supposed to not leave a trace. That was their thing,
sure.
Battery operated,
Yep.
no fans. They
they're
just make
similar-
a track out in nowhere.
They're similar. See, I thought this was more like what is that stuff they do out in Dubai? That's like the crazy
Dakar?
Yeah, like Dakar.
yeah.
Like I thought this was like a similar to Dakar.
Yeah, it's like they're big RC cars. So
Yep.
think about that.
Yep. That's exactly what it is.
Hey, nobody's driving those?
Yeah,
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are driving.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, because dude, I swear, because
it
but
looks
Tanner
like
Faust he did run the McLaren one.
it's funny because when I pulled this up right before I put it on the TV, it showed like a panel of like it almost looked like a Call of Duty like tournament.
Yeah.
Is they had like computers,
they got
computers set up.
a command center.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how it was.
Okay.
They would just bring all these tents, dude, and it was like a tent city, and everybody would have their own tent.
Look at that.
It
They
was
can't
wild.
see shit, dude.
Oh yeah.
His face.
So
Dude, that's
they raced those in Saudi, Africa, Italy, South America, and Greenland too.
that's
That's so
wild.
cool.
Yeah, I quit and they went to Greenland.
Yeah.
I missed that trip, but oh well.
Is that something you would wanted to do?
I mean, yeah, Greenland would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That man,
I just recently went out of the country for the first time.
Where'd
So
you go?
Canada. I didn't go anything special. You know what I mean? Like that. But that was my first trip out. Like
Yeah,
I'd never
yeah.
experienced it. So
I
it was
lived
cool.
overseas when I was younger. so,
Really?
yeah, I lived in Turkey. My dad was in the
way.
Air Force.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So, but yeah, those extreme E cars, man, they took me around some places, and it was conditions. Woo, talk about conditions in
Yeah.
Saudi, dude. There was a sandstorm. I was literally gloving some vinyl down and pushing away sand at the same time.
Yeah.
I was just
Right.
covered on it.
So the tent setup you're talking about,
Yeah.
like you're working in that. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep.
So they just pretty much build a small town and
Yeah.
they go in there and they're working on the cars and you're
yeah.
doing everything. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
In Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Just nice weather. Just
The weather, just the landscape. It's not something you see around here too often, you know.
I just immediately think desert.
It is.
Yeah,
It's all
okay.
desert, but you know the sunsets are amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Just beautiful. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
It was
that
a
you-
cool experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that one a lot.
Now that's a cool story because somebody's got to do that stuff.
Yeah, there was another dude, a German dude named Marvin. He goes by Mo Folio.
Mofolio.
Yeah, he would be out there with me. doing some of the other cars, you know.
Crazy Mofolia.
Yeah, Mofolia.
That's cool. That's his
Saudi
thing.
Arabia.
Mofolia.
He's a contract installer.
Yeah, he was for Extreme E. Yeah.
No way.
He'll do the Extreme H cars too. Yeah, he's within all those regions within like a 6-hour flight. For me, it was like 20 hours.
Right.
2-hour flight, 5-hour car drive. It's crazy, you know.
Yeah. No.
The good news is that they don't seem like they're too much of a pain in the ass to wrap. But I could
They're big.
Yeah.
They're really big, but out there we just slap it on.
Well,
We hammered it on.
yeah, you pull the old skelly out and just
I think the only thing, one of the things that I'm reminded of is one of the things I'm reminded
it out,
of
Lambert.
is that time we went to Boston for
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
for the rallycross the thing.
That one right there.
No.
No, I might have a.
Actually, yeah, no, that's a rallycross car
Yeah,
for
so-
sure. But
yeah.
it wasn't for Ken; it was for Steve Arpin.
Yeah, but he had a double header. He flew us out there. He raced the first day, ripped the car, waited for the mechanics to get done with everything, ripped the wrap off.
It was like 1 a.m.
Yeah,
something like that.
And then we had to start wrapping at 1 a.m. And the shitty part about that was they didn't put any laminate on it. Yeah, so and it's cold.
And we didn't know.
Yeah, and yeah.
So it tore all over.
Oh yeah,
It was a pain in the ass.
It was a nightmare.
But we did it. And the first lap, whenever he came back around to the start finish line, you could see like ink was gone.
Oh yeah.
Like the front end just
big
couldn't see anything.
white spots, where it just peeled it back. I mean, it was shot.
Yep.
But I mean, that's, I'm sure that 2 days before they were leaving, they called the print company and was like, "Hey, we need you to shit this out." And
Yeah, but still.
we ain't laminating it.
yeah, no laminate.
Get out of here.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Don't make any
I
sense.
saw somebody make a comment on the wrap room about that, not laminate race car graphics.
Y'all are crazy.
Yeah,
It is
it's
crazy.
wild.
It doesn't make any sense, dude. And the way that they're trying to drive the prices down, like I don't understand. Like, okay, so since actually right before I stepped away from the installation side of it, right, I started like really trying to pay attention to the shift. Me and you were talking about the shift earlier, you know? And so I just started jacking the numbers up. So when people would call, I'd just double whatever our normal pricing was, and wow, man, like, damn, that's a lot. Well, it's what it is. That's where we're at now.
Yeah.
So, not trying to run off work, but you're calling me to do one car last minute, middle of the night. It's just what it is.
There's a lot of that.
So that's where the expectation got to, right? That they could just run us, like they expected us to say yes. And I was like, no, we're not doing it anymore. That's not the way this is going down anymore. You guys just cut off our lifeline. Like you're messing with the sport, and you expect us to keep giving you wholesale pricing, right? Yeah. You're giving us 400 cars a year. It's a different conversation. We can, I'll jump over, we'll do some stuff for that kind of money.
Yeah, I did the math for that. Right? I was like, all right, yeah. 400 cars. I was like, man, what? So Hendrick, you would do 400 cars in a year for him.
Oh, yeah.
So how many cars did they run? 4? And they each had backups?
Yep.
Gotcha.
And then show cars.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yep.
That's a lot of cars.
Yeah, 40 races a year.
But you can do those in what, 6 hours or less?
2.5.
Yeah.
2.5.
2 people, 2.5 hours?
Most of the time we like 3. 3 is really the sweet spot.
Yeah. Me and Stoops that I talked about earlier, we did one in 4 hours.
Yeah.
But we had to like jump in and then go wait.
Yep.
Jump in. And we did, who was it? Brady Koschecky, I think.
Okay.
It was a random one-off deal.
Okay. Like a show car or something?
No, it was the race car.
Race car?
Yep.
Where were they?
At Indy.
Oh, yeah, they were running at Indy. Yep. So, I mean, there's plenty of work, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Indy's crazy.
Yep.
Like,
That's just like here.
Is it?
I think there's lots of work here too, but
oh,
maybe
yeah,
not.
there is. No, there is.
Like
There's
you
a
guys
ton.
said, all your installers are busy. Right?
Well, it's funny, though, because, like, the phone still rings. You know what I mean? So it's not like... It's weird. The installers are out there. Like, and unfortunately, what ends up happening is you'll get a good one, get him trained up. He'll go out on his own. He can't, being a business owner is not the easiest thing in the world. He may go back to sticking for a little while, but he knows the kind of money that he could have made.
Yeah.
And it just beats him up and he leaves the industry. And we've lost a lot of really good installers because of that, because they just can't get over it. They can't see the value. If they're going to work for a company and they're making $200 a day, it's tough when they could be easily making $1,000 a day.
I like that. That's a good number.
$1,000
a day.
It's a good number.
That's good.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
But realistically, if you're looking at an hourly pay, $500 a day ain't bad. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like, I don't know.
We're in a weird space, that's for sure.
Yeah, and you see these guys that they'll bitch, business coaches, right? That they come in and they're talking about how these guys are coming in, they're destroying the market, and it's like, man, if their cost of living's low and they can afford it, get over it. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't. That's kind of where I was going with that a second ago. Was like we're moving the pricing up, and if that's your pricing, I mean, if that's what I charge, that's what we charge, and it is what it is.
Right.
We didn't lose very many customers, and the customers that we didn't do cars for, the ones we were doing cars for, made up the difference of whatever we would have lost. So it's essentially the same thing. We're just doing less work, making the same amount of money. That's a good business move. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, so that's what I'm talking about. And so when people will come in, if somebody's willing to work all night, that they can have the work. They earned it. You know what I mean? Like, if they want to jump through the hoops and do what it takes to keep that cut, good for them. Like, I'm happy for them. Like, those guys are going to get their shit wrapped one way or another.
Yeah,
it's either
100%.
I'm sure you get them too. People send us photos from the track of, like, especially on a cup car, like the C post will just be blown out.
I've had a few instances.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know enough people where you're going to see it, like, or worse, you're at the track and somebody's like, oh, look at that one, look at that one. What happened to that shit? I wonder if they meant to put that on crooked. You try not to, but it's just what it is. So, but how it ended up that way.
Yeah.
Some body shop guy got thrown to the wolves and said, figure it out. We're going racing.
Yep.
And so that's kind of always been the thing, is like, they're going to race on Sunday.
Yep.
It's happening.
Do you do the tear-offs too? Are you guys doing tear-offs?
So we will.
Yeah.
Right. In our area, I don't know if it's the same for Indy. I mean, we talked about it a little bit, but like, it's like I don't even know, like almost like a monopolized system down here, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very closed system. So if we do, they have to come from Pro Tent, pretty much.
Yeah.
3M has some things, some films that work and that they make work. And there's a dealer that's in this area, and even
Stacks. 4 stacks.
4 stacks. Yep.
Yep.
And he does a good job. Been doing it for years. Once I got in as a trainer, I thought for sure, like we talked about earlier, the perks of, being part of the cool kids club, I would move up to the top of that list, and it just didn't happen. Actually, it was complete opposite. Like, hey, look, don't even talk, not necessarily 3M corporate, but from distribution, it was like, don't even talk about it. Don't even bring it up. It's a subject that you don't need to talk about. Like, well, I'm not the guy to tell that to, you know what I mean? Like, and so then it was like, I started like flipping over stones and like asking a bunch of questions and wanting to know, like, what the hell's going on? Like, what am I missing here, guys? Just be honest. Tell me the story. And so I still don't have a good answer for it.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? I wish I did.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's a cool product. I don't think many people know about it unless they're at Pro Tent.
Sure. Right. So are you in a similar situation in Indy? With tear-offs?
No, there's nobody there that does them. All the cars get done at the track by Pro Tent.
Really?
Except for a few I've done. But yeah. No, I'm doing Mazdas for IMSA. I do some of those. And the Porsches.
How are you getting film?
Huh?
How are you getting film? Tell the truth. You got a hookup?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you got a 3M hookup.
I mean, I thought I did. Like I said, I got shut off. Now I could make a stink about it, and I could run it up the ladder, but I'm not generally that guy. You know what I mean? Like I told you earlier, I'm not out here begging anybody for shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I got a family at home. I'm not, I'm not too proud. Don't. That's not what I'm saying. It's just like, I had an old mentor one time. It was like, he's like, don't ever force the nut.
Yeah.
Don't ever force the nut. And so it's like, I've got to this point where I run into where it starts to get like that. Like, I'm not, dude. Life is good. I don't have to force that.
No, the relationship came through Ganassi.
Did it?
A lot came through that racing, you know.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, I mean, people talk, too, once they see that passion, you know, the skill set. But the relationship with Racing Optics came through Ganassi, and the trainer, Chris, would come out, show me how to do it, right? I threw it, but we were doing it on the Ford GT at the time, which I love that car. That's like my dream car.
Yeah, it's badass.
But man, I threw away so much of that material trying to shrink that on there, you know. 4 layers, it's so thick, and I'm like, what am I doing wrong? But I've gotten better at it. I figured it out more, but I still get fingers in it. You know, it's so thick.
Yeah, for sure. I seen something cool at SEMA this year. I thought was pretty slick. Hexus launched theirs.
Yeah, they got that.
Yep. Pro Shield Ford is the name of it, and it's an interesting product.
Yeah.
Now, the owner of the company, or it might be the owner's son. I think his name is Clement. I'm probably botching that up pretty good, but it's French for sure.
Hexus? Okay.
Josh, you might be able to pull it up, but he's a race car driver.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What? I was thinking about my last window film debacle.
Could you just pay attention?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So,
Hexus?
Yep, Hexus Clement. I can't think of his last name. Anyway, he races a spec Porsche class.
Gotcha.
So he's a true blue racer. You know what I mean? And when I found that out, I was like, dude, that's pretty cool. You know, the guy owns a graphics manufacturing company, and he still races.
Yeah, they sponsor F1.
Yeah,
and I think
Williams, I believe. Yeah. Well, the Porsche series, they got some sort of, and I don't. Somebody was trying to explain it to me the other day how big the energy drink is over there. Like evidently,
Hexus energy drink.
Yeah, like evidently it's like a real thing. Like it's like a.
I've always wondered about that. I've seen it, but not over here.
Yeah, not like that.
Yeah.
You know, like you'll see it at SEMA sometimes. Like like they'll do like the after parties or whatever, and you'll see some of it floating around here or there, but it never popped off. But I heard the story the other day. Guy was telling, he was like, so they had a race team. Clement Montour. Yeah.
My wife has been doing the French thing on what's that app? Duolingo.
Nope, that's not what I was thinking. Harriet Stone, I think, was where
Rosetta Stone.
Rosetta Stone.
That's close. Harriet.
Clement.
Rosetta.
I'm probably saying that wrong.
But either way, so they have a race team. They had a energy drink sponsor.
Thanks, LinkedIn.
Energy drink sponsor pretty much told them they couldn't do something. So they were just like, okay, we'll just start our own energy drink company. So they did.
Yeah.
And evidently in that area, it's a big deal. It's like, so that's where they're at. You know what I mean? Like they're crushing it. But he was at SEMA this year, and he was on the floor shrinking film.
The tear-off film?
Yeah, on a Lamborghini.
Okay.
Like the owner. I thought it was dope, dude. I was kind of excited. Like,
how old is he?
How old is he?
Yeah. The owner or the owner's son?
It's got to be I'm pretty sure I want to say he's the owner now, but maybe it's generational, something like that. But yeah, he's somewhere in the food chain of either, next in line or the guy.
Nice.
But super nice, very laid back. I mean, yeah, you wouldn't have thought. I don't know where he's at financially, but I'm going to assume he's probably doing pretty well for himself. He just didn't come off as that guy, just super chill, laid back. Kind of has the Hexus vibe. Hexus has a certain chill to it. You know what I mean? He fit it well. But yeah, he was shrinking the windshield film right there on the Lamborghini side. That was pretty cool. And the guy came up and he was like, "Boy, I've never seen anybody struggle with window film like that." And I'm like, "Have you ever installed 16 mil thick fucking window film?"
Right. And have you ever had the crew chief say, "Hey man, can you do my windshield here while you're at the track doing this other car?"
Well,
and then I say, "Do you got film?" "Yeah, I think we got something." And he goes in the truck and he pulls out something that looks like was underneath, I don't know, your dad's bed, and like pulled out from under a trunk, and it's all like, I don't know, rolled up, all messed up and greasy, and it's been baking in the truck.
But this is the owner of the company.
And he's like, "I think this will work," and you're over here trying to shrink it down, but it's already shrunk, right, from the heat. So That shit ain't going down. So you do your best.
But this is
right.
You beat it on with a hammer.
one of the owners.
Right on the windshield.
One, if not,
Go down.
if not the owner on the SEMA floor installing a new product, like shrinking glass.
that's
like
cool.
it was pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, that's dope.
It was
Did you
cool.
get some of that film?
I did.
You try it?
I did.
On what?
Just shrinking it. I just threw it up on. I got a cup windshield out there. Yeah.
Those are pretty flat, though.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Yeah, those aren't too bad. The sports cars and the GTPs and stuff like that, man, it gets crazy.
Those bubble windshields.
Yeah, those are so tough.
Yeah. I seen one that you did the other night. That was like an LMP car, right?
Yeah, it was a GT. It was the previous year's Cadillac.
Okay, yeah.
They
But it was still that cabin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that's pretty gnarly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Are
hard.
you doing that four stacks
I
too?
did single layers.
Single layers, yeah. That's the fucking move on
Problem
those.
with that is the single layer is the one that failed on the very bottom, so I had to rip off
Yeah,
the 9
every
that I did and redo them.
Yeah, these Cadillacs look.
But I got
fucking
better
dope.
at them.
Yeah.
It was great practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause
And-
it takes a lot of practice to get that stuff right.
So I won't put you on the. I do my absolute best not to put anybody on the spot on here.
Yeah.
But since you brought it up, right?
Here we go.
You can do that. We can do it off the record. But
But
you got to give me the hookup on this stuff.
On the film?
Yeah, I got to get a good hookup.
why? What's wrong with
I
the
just
access?
don't. Well, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with
Yeah.
it. I'm just saying like having access to it. You know, because I talked to V a little bit about it, and I kind of got that same vibe. Like he didn't say no, but well, and a lot of it too is the 3M thing, right? Like, you know, although it's great that I get to work with 3M opportunities like that,
Yeah.
he's not chomping at the bit to work with a 3M trainer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just not what it is.
No, Chris, he's from around here though. I think he lives in this area.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I was down. We did SRX, and I
Yeah.
think they had something worked out with them.
Gotcha.
That was because all the tags
Yeah.
had the
They do that with the series.
Yeah?
Yeah. So
Yep.
IndyCar
same way.
is one.
Yeah.
They are a primary provider
Okay.
of tear-offs for IndyCar.
But so that's okay. So if that's the same setup, then I was talking to one of those dudes, and he was telling me that racing is a small portion of their business.
Yep.
He was saying medical
Yeah.
is a huge part
Medical
of
is
it.
where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know.
Because
Yeah.
you would think, I mean, square footage wise, that they would. I don't know.
Yeah, it's. I think it's made in Indiana too.
Really?
In the factory.
That's
up there
cool.
somewhere up northern Indiana, but
Yeah.
it is an interesting product. Yeah, it's cool though, and it pays good
Yeah.
for those. I get 150 a layer for that. That's
pretty good.
Bubbles.
Yeah.
So
Well, and you know, like I said, I'm looking at it out here, and I'm like, it's always been an interesting market for me. Like window film and PPF have always kind of been like a certain allure to them. It's like it kind of sucks me in. Like it's
Yeah.
like something sexy about it. That's like I could, you know, like I could do this more often.
Yeah.
Like we were looking at it right before. I say right before. It was probably 2021-ish time frame, 2022. I was talking to, and I'd thought about it before, but I knew with the shift coming or whatever that it was going to be like, we need to start, this just needs to be a stable. Anytime we get a call to install a car, it needs to be, okay, let us do the tear-offs and the nose guard. Because we're already there, or our hands are already on the car.
Yep.
And for whatever reason, tear-offs and nose guard, they always got a time slot. We rarely got a time slot. It was just like, can you be here on Wednesday to wrap the car? Yeah. You get there on Wednesday morning. Well, you're going to have to give us an hour. It's on the setup plate.
yeah.
6 o'clock.
Yeah. If we're lucky. And then they're like, well, can you get it done while we're at lunch? I'm like, bro, are you kidding
You
me?
know how many times I worked through my lunch for racing?
Yeah,
Oh my
it's
gosh.
it's just that's the way,
Yeah.
you know. And but it's funny because now if they go in house, it's going to have to become part of their schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I always went to. In my head, I'm like, guys, if this was paint and body, you'd have a time slot.
Yeah,
it's
makes
not.
sense.
Yeah, like why are we getting the short end of the stick? You know, and like where competition
'Cause
and
now it can
marketing
be done so fast.
and that's in their head. That's
Yeah.
what they think. You know, and
I
I'm
mean, it
cool.
takes what, maybe 2 hours to print a full wrap or something?
Something like that, yeah. I mean, if you got the right printer, you can
Yeah.
you can crank them out pretty quick.
It's funny they used to call Michael Magic Mike because they'd leave for the day and they come in, the car's ready, the cars are wrapped.
Yeah, my older brother, he's worked with us for a long time, and he's just dude. He's a savage. Like he just works. He puts his head down and goes to fucking
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
race teams like that.
They love him.
Yeah.
He could go to work for any race team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they would, yeah. And he's the guy. Like, he fits it. Like,
Right.
yeah. He's just, he's in a good spot right now. He's in a unique spot right now. Now, what he chooses to do with it, we'll see. I don't know. Time will tell. But now he enjoys it. He enjoys the racing aspect.
Yeah, I do too. I love it.
Yeah. So
Keeps me on my toes.
but the Ganassi thing, that's what brought you in. Were you a race fan before?
Not really.
Really?
No.
So-
So it wasn't really like ooh and ah to me. Yeah. My dad was always into it.
Yeah.
I wasn't a huge race fan, but I mean, I liked cars. I was more in the color change side.
Okay.
I really wanted to do the color change thing.
Sure.
But as time goes by, I really don't want to do any color change.
Yeah.
Well, you were talking about like getting a place in Indy, right? Like
Yeah,
downtown?
I did. One of my clients actually has let me use his space now.
Very cool.
Yeah, downtown Indianapolis.
So is there like a little bit of that, like maybe some color change stuff? Well,
I just did one.
Yeah, I was gonna say you just.
Yeah.
What was it? A Range Rover or something?
Yeah. Super nice lady.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell with some clients,
Oh yeah. If they're
color
worth working
change.
with, yeah.
Oh yeah.
she's super easy to work with. But I've had the opposite, too. So
I've thought the move down here for years. I've thought servicing like drivers, because we got so many drivers in our area that have like decent car collections.
Oh, yeah.
Like servicing the driving market.
yeah, Graham Rahal has that on lock in Indy right
Really?
now. Yeah.
And he's a color change guy.
They do a lot of PPF. They're
PPF.
doing the dry apply now,
Yep.
And it's hard to compete with a name like that.
Yeah.
Their shop is fancy, lifts coming out of the ground.
Sure.
All that good stuff.
Yep. They're set up for it.
But I'm not really competing with them. That's a whole nother.
Whole nother market.
Yeah. That's not.
But I think it's cool. I think it's a good market. I think specializing, like, is he doing a lot of driver stuff?
Yeah, he has done
Yeah.
some that I know of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of the, like, I think if, like, bullet, like, get it down really tight. Like, what do you do? Forever, we just, we were race cars and trailers. That's what we did. Not that we can't do other stuff. We entertain it. Like, if it's a good customer, sure, we're right. TDS called and wanted us to do a fleet of vans. Sure, we'll do them. No big deal. But people knew when it came to race cars and trailers, that's our game.
Yeah, that's my bread and butter for sure. But I like doing the color change. I like being detailed at times.
It's rewarding. It feels
Yeah,
good, and it's
sure.
cool. Looks good. Customers happy. So I like it. I like it. What about so now that you're doing, so you were doing racing stuff for a while. Now that you're out on your own, same deal. You're focusing.
It's all been racing, really.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I see it on your Instagram. Like,
When I first went on my own, I was moving around everywhere, taking jobs here, there, just chasing the dollar.
last year I seen you were at the 24 hour with Merkel. So you and him are still
Oh
cool?
yeah. We did the Wayne Taylor car.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's cool, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you still got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was 2 years ago.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. I
Okay.
think so.
I just remember seeing the pictures in my head. I'm like, man, why didn't he call me?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good time.
The fuck is Brad? How did he get this gig? Mm-hmm. Damn, that'd have been cool. I hang out with Merkel at Rolex.
Yeah, that was sweet.
They had
That
to be
race is
cool, dude.
badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is a cool race to go to.
Imzo.
Yeah, sometimes I take that for granted. Maybe you too, but being around all these race cars, people are like super enthralled with it. And, we're around them all the time. It's like
I'm a fanboy. I love it.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. I never forget it.
Yeah.
There's occasionally it'll like you got to stop. You got to slow down for a second. You know what I mean? Like you can get in the hustle and bustle, and it's like it's not that I forget it. I just get a little bit numb to it. But yeah.
Are those real championship rings?
No. I wish.
I got 2 of them
So, but
from Dixon.
like these, like big ring, like
Yeah,
I
real,
didn't know. Yeah,
real rings.
yeah,
White gold.
actual rings.
Real ones, dog.
So the rings that they represent, we were with the team. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started looking at them. I found 2 that I was really close to buy. Chase's 2021, Kyle Larson's, and then Jimmy's 7 times. So the gold one is a replica of Jimmy's 7th championship car. That's my car. That's like the claim to fame.
Yeah,
that's my pride and joy. That was a big deal. It took a lot. That one right there, actually.
Who does wrap the Penske cars?
TDS.
They do?
Yeah.
Who's their best installer? I mean, who's their guys wrapping those Indy cars? Because they do an amazing job.
So
When I see those Penske cars, I'm like, damn, the seams are like perfect. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So they lay those cars out where now it's you can't mess them up. I mean, they tape off. You know what I mean? Like when you go in, they've got it taped where they want your knifeless to go. I mean, it's wild. I'm going to make a couple calls. I want to get us in there and get hands on with it and see, because they are finicky about it. I always make a joke and say they're kind of culty, because it's like, I don't know where they do their rituals, but you know that like they gather somewhere and sacrifice something.
Yeah, I'd like to see their print shop. But.
Yeah. Well, they don't have one.
Oh.
They don't have one.
Gotcha.
But TDS does. We can definitely go to TDS.
23XI does too, right?
They have a print shop. Yeah. So we can, but there again, they don't really do all their prints either. They're in a weird hybrid thing where they, so Red Eye Designs does prints for them and Hendrick. That's probably Red Eye's two biggies, which I mean, that's two good ones, you know?
Yeah. The rap world is crazy, man.
It's wild. Especially here. It's fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah. It's fun to be a part of.
Yeah. No, it's been, like I said, I'm super fortunate that, you know, hell, you know, to think that, I mean, we got Mickey Body. That's another big one here. Like, they build like beverage bodies and, box trucks and stuff like that. My younger brother, he worked with us for forever. And a couple of years ago, he just wanted to come off the road. He was just beat up.
Yeah.
Pretty much the drive here. So I live maybe 20 minutes from here, but 20 minutes north of here. Yeah. So it's about the same drive back. Yeah. So it's an hour and a half drive down, hour and a half drive back every day for 10 years. Just, you know, it's a lot.
For sure.
So, so when they got the opportunity to start wrapping race cars, you know, our family they were roofers, you know what I mean? And so like my dad was the first one for several generations to like ever step away, and he started machining. And so for us, it was like roofing and machining was just like, you know, I don't want to work on a roof and I don't want to be in a mill for my whole life. Right. When I started like dabbling down this road, you know, a lot of people say like, don't work with family. I love my family. Yeah. Dude. I'm not.
That's good.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Good. Like I try to look out for every one of them.
Nice,
so
nice.
like when the opportunity opened, it was like, all right, yeah, let's go. Let's do this.
Did your daughter rap?
Yeah. Hell yeah. She'll throw down. She's a cheerleader, right? And that's not no slight at cheerleading or anything like that, but that's like where her focus is. You know what I mean? But as far as like, would I let her clean ahead of me? For sure. Yeah. Nice. Like she's came out on jobs with me. I was going to put her through a class over the summer. And this is no shade towards Jamie, but Jamie's really big on, like integrity of the classroom. And so he's always worried about like something not appearing right. So like, for example, whenever I was doing you got to get authorized for your training, right? So I had my certifications, but you got to get your authorizations.
Yeah. What's that consist of?
It's a nightmare. It's a big pain in the ass. It really is like a cool kids club. It's like invite only. I remember I was talking to Jody Fuego about it when I was first trying to get in, and he was just like, he's like, unfortunately, this is what you have to do. And I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, you got to get out here and you got to meet us and you got to bump elbows and you got to say and do all the right things. So when the opportunity does come up, your name's at the top of the list.
You think that's for every manufacturer?
As far as I can tell.
Yeah, I think so.
As far as I can tell. There was one, who was I talking to? Charlie Trefeo. Charlie, I reached out to him. It was on a whim. When we started setting this place up, I was like, I'd like to talk to Frank Fellers. And so it was like a long, you know, it was like, and of course, anybody would say that, right? Like, damn, I wish I could run this by Frank and just get his opinion on this, you know? So somebody told me that Charlie and Frank were boys. So I was like, well, fuck, me and Charlie are cool. I'm just going to
live in Oklahoma, maybe.
Yeah, well, he does work for him, and like he just knows him. Yeah. Like they're friends. So I hit him up. I'm like, Charlie, you and Frank boys? He's like, yeah. He's like, that's the only reason anybody knows me. I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, Frank put me on the map. Like he's the one that, you know, set it all up. He's like, you know, of course. And Charlie's cool. Charlie's another one of those guys that you know, he's quick with a joke. He'll light up your smoke. Like he's the guy. Like he's just cool like that, you know? So he's a good, you know, and he's a good, as far as I can tell. I never took a class with him, but I imagine he's a phenomenal trainer. He kicked my ass at WFCT this year, won $10,000 in a wrap.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. You said it was 500 to enter.
Yeah, 500 to enter. Yeah.
But was it worth it for you?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like cool you can get sponsored by a manufacturer. So that's the way they got it set up. So if a manufacturer is sponsoring the event, they get 2 free passes. So they can pick you to go and represent.
Gotcha.
And
so they picked you and Jen.
Yep.
Nice.
Actually, it ended up being me, Steve, and Jen.
Okay.
Yeah, me, Steve, and Jen. So it was 3 of us. So they paid for one of us. I'm not sure which one.
Gotcha.
Either way.
Doesn't sound like it was you.
might have been. I don't know. Either way, Avery did something kind of cool. And they used this guy, Chris. Josh, what's Chris's last name?
You know how many Chris's I've met?
I'm sorry. From Bay Image. We just did a podcast with him.
I can't pronounce it, even if I.
Oh, Chris
for
Yep, you're right. You can't pronounce it, and that's okay. There's no shade there. I can't either. But anyway, he come on and did the podcast with him. He owns a company called Bay Image.
Yeah,
cool dude, super cool dude. But he's playing Figuera.
Yeah, I've seen his truck. It's like
it's dope.
Yeah, the Tundra with the chrome.
Yeah, like straight chrome.
Yeah.
His wife's car is rose chrome.
Nice.
And it's sick.
I love chrome cars.
Yeah, me too.
I've had 2 of them.
I haven't had any.
My wife, she got hers in gold chrome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sick.
And not even, I don't know, a week after we wrapped it, backed into a brick wall. Yeah. She showed up at my buddy Stoop's house asking him if he could fix it because I was out of town. Yeah. And she was like, he's going to be freaking out, you know. And I was, because that was my first time installing. Sure. It was hard.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
It was like, oh, my God.
It's the wife's car, so you got to show out.
I scrapped a fender, and I was like, damn, this shit is hard, you know. But
the first car we wrapped, well, I don't know if it was the first that you've wrapped. The first one I ever wrapped chrome was this, like, Mercedes. I don't know what kind of Mercedes was it?
AMG Black.
And they had like a custom wide body kit all the way around, no seams, like from the fender to the
to the side, molded in there.
Yep. It looked mean, but like, you know, you don't have anywhere to break the material. But anyway,
my boy Ricky, man, he hit me up, and Ricky was always the best. He was so good at timing. He followed the wrap. He was a painter, but he followed wraps close enough. So when chrome hit, he hit me up. Need that drip. I gotta have it.
So we did it, and then it probably wasn't a month later.
Oh yeah.
He calls Scott up. He's like, "Yo, man, I need some repairs done on this." He pulls up and drops the car off at Scott's house, and is keyed all the way down.
Oh,
and
my God.
And bitch written real big on
big letter.
Letters. Like,
now,
who the fuck did you piss off?
This same guy, he would drop off cars all the time. Like, and it was random cars. And Ricky was one of those guys, you didn't ask questions, right? It didn't matter. He always paid cash. He'd pay you in advance sometimes. I mean, he just didn't care. And he would say, hey, look, when you're done with it, park it up here. Thank you for everything that you do. One of the kindest, coolest guys you'd ever. I mean, he's the best customer that you could ever imagine. Nice. But when he would drop his car off, we would be talking. There'd always be 2 women in the car. They'd get out. They'd get his bags out of the car. They'd put it in the next car that another lady was driving. This would all be happening as we're talking. And normally the conversation was really simple. We've already went over everything. And so he would just, how's it going? How's life? How's business? Are you doing good? You need anything? Anything I can do to help you? I'm like, man, nah, I appreciate your business, appreciate everything you're doing. He's like, Scott, man, just remember, be honest, be a good guy, keep doing what you're doing, keep doing good work, you're going to be fine. Yeah. You ever need anything, let me know. That's how the conversation, it was never about the project or anything else. It was, he'd ask about my wife, shit like that. Yeah. But I would occasionally try to ask him about something and he would shut that shit down immediately. Rick, you married? Hey, Scott, man, there's just some things you don't have to know. Right. But he'd always answer in a cool way, and it'd be like, oh shit, okay, you're right. I'll shut the fuck up. I'm just saying, on leave that.
Yeah, there's somebody told me that one person could change your life. Yep. And I believe that for sure.
Well, and he kind of spoiled me a little bit. You know what I mean? Because then you would get these people that were just so ungrateful that would come through, and it's like, I don't even want to do work for you. Yeah. I got this dude Ricky that's just like happy to be alive, and like, I don't know. It was good. It was good. Was it
silver chrome that you guys did it in?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Avery silver chrome. What's up with 3Ms?
It's done. Yeah, they pulled it.
They did that twice now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, they had to prioritize stuff and I think PWF was a good move.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the quality of film it is, I think they drug their feet on it a little bit. They should have launched it a little faster because they've had it for over a year.
I haven't tried to sell anybody on that, honestly.
Well,
just because the price point is going to be like, they're going to be like, really?
Yep.
Raising the price that much?
Well, I mean, out the gate, I mean, you can figure it's a $7,000 wrap period. I mean, that's, you gotta, 7,000 is kind of the baseline, and 7,000.
Nice.
That's her.
This is the only picture I have of it, and it's
That's
like
beautiful.
from off of a old ass iPhone. But yeah, she looked clean.
Nice. Did you guys seam it where the back fender was? Or
Oh
what?
yeah, there's seams everywhere on that thing.
Same
But-
with my tech wrap Neochrome.
But Ricky,
They seamed up pretty good, and
Yeah, that does seem good.
he was.
he never gave me a hard time, and he never beat me up on price. So it's not like they were all intentional seams.
Yeah,
You know
that
what I mean?
thing's nice looking. I
Yeah.
like that.
He was he owned a body shop, and dude, he went above and beyond. So when he would bring his stuff, it was in good shape. Now it was probably going to be primer and there was going to be some Bondo. He's going to but he'd go all out.
Nice.
That's funny, Kyle. Where did all the ladders go? Remember that time we lost a ladder? It was like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
No clue where it went. Is it
What
a
time
bit-
is it right now? 3 o'clock in the
Oh, I
morning?
don't know. No, we're at 145.
1:45.
We're not doing
just
too bad.
145.
We're an hour and a half in. I'm surprised. We're doing pretty good, to be honest with you. I'm surprised.
No, I knew it was gonna. I mean, yeah, it's too easy. We just do too much of the same stuff. So I knew at some point, it's ones like this that I look forward to that are we can relate. I don't get me wrong. I get excited about the ones that catch me off guard too. Because we'll run down some crazy stuff, but sometimes it's just nice to chill.
Yeah.
I've been lucky here lately. We've had a few of these good ones that are, I like it. I like it like that.
Yeah.
You got to have some that get people excited, and it makes it easier for people to tune in and listen, and that's cool. But sometimes it's just.
Is this one sponsored by anybody?
I don't know.
You've done that with a few, haven't you?
Yeah.
Like who? Wrap Glove? Or
Wrap Glove and Brothers Chemical are our two big ones. The idea came, we wanted to do it for us first. That was like if we're going to do this, we should probably put some WrapOn ads out there and just,
Nice.
make sure that we're promoting it and people are aware of it. And so that's kind of where it started. And then it
But
was,
Scott comes back from SEMA with all the colored gloves from Wrap Glove. I was like, let's just try to make one for them and see if they like it. And if they like it, they want to.
and Tommy was cool while I was out there working. He, we got done and he was like, can we go ahead and book you for 3 days next? Or no, that was Troy. Troy was like, can we go ahead and book you for 3 days next year? And I only worked 1 day this year, which was fine. I was cool with that. And I was like, we'll see. I said, I got to prioritize 3M just because that's, that's where I'm at right now. But, this year I didn't get the opportunity to work. One day I was at the booth, but I didn't work. It wasn't like that, whereas the year before I was there the whole time. So,
You like doing the trade shows?
love them.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I like them a lot.
Yeah. It's
Scott's a social butterfly.
yeah, I love it. Dude.
I'm not so much of a social butterfly, but it gets me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really have a choice.
Yeah, they'll come
At
up to
places like that.
ask you questions,
Yeah.
It gives me opportunity to speak a little bit.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I look forward to it. And especially with like WrapOn's even cooler because it's us, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's fun. Like I know all the ins and outs. So, with 3M, it's a little bit more complicated because it's such a massive company, Wrap Glove was cool because the guys were right there. You know what I mean? I could
Right.
say like if they got to a point where I didn't know the question, it was like, hey Tommy, come over here, check this out. This guy's asking some good shit. Like let's make sure we get to the bottom of whatever this is.
Right.
And Troy is funny, dude. He's like one of those those dolls when you were a kid where you rip the cord and they just dude, when that dude gets
There's
on
a snake in my
when
boot.
he gets on a freaking roll, dude, he shreds. And like sometimes like he'll be talking and like in my head I'm like, what the fuck did he just say? Like, what was that? Like, because he goes so far back. He's like, well, the first time a printer ever hit the United States, and we will take this and we do that. And I'd be like, what? Y'all were doing what? Hold on, we got to roll that back. You got to tell me. He's like, well, it doesn't really matter. That's not the point of this. I'm just telling you if this, and this, and I was like, oh shit, like damn, we're on a whole nother rant here, So, but he's really good about like. one of the things that I heard him, he was talking to somebody at the show, and he was talking about how they coat the fibers for the Ghost Club.
Okay.
Not only do they coat the fibers for the Ghost Club, they coat them in a certain shape.
Interesting.
And the shape is made to be less, the shape is meant to be a less friction shape. So like, you know, sharp edges, you know, they're going to drag in a certain way. So it's like, it's not, but a circle is kind of the same way. A circle can have more drag on it. So he was talking about the actual shape that they, because it's like a forged, almost like an extrusion type. That's the way I imagined it. You know, like they're coating it, and they're pushing it through some sort of extrusion machine, and it's leaving that outside shape. It's got to be some sort of shape.
Yeah.
The point he's trying to make is they had to think about that shape.
Right.
Not everybody's doing that. You know what I mean? So like, it's on a whole nother level for him. And I like that. Like when you get down into a company like that, like if somebody wants to talk about any part of anything that we're doing, I can tell you exactly when, why, how, I just know.
Yeah. And that stuff, man, it gets like super, like one of the projects we're working on right now is just like, you get so deep into the weeds and like, I don't know, tensions, the feelings, frustrations, like,
and I love it, dude. It gets me so excited.
Trying to figure out how to do something that you know that you are going to have the hardest time to figure out.
If Josh says he's done, I'm like, game on.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to get past that. Cause I know
we always come out on the other end, but like it is
let's go.
It is mental gymnastics for sure.
Have you guys seen the microscopic images of vinyl? The backside of the adhesive. It is cool.
Is there a YouTube video?
Microscopic?
Yeah, like if you're looking under a microscope.
I've seen 3M's got some like images of like close up.
Yeah.
But it's more like comply patterns.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you can see the actual beads.
Nope, I've never seen them that close.
That you can adjust the film with.
Sure, yeah. Like repositionability.
Yeah, the repositionability,
yeah. Control tack.
Yeah. There might be something online.
On all your favorite 3M films.
But I thought that was super interesting.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Because you can, you know.
Actually see it. I always thought it was a joke. I didn't think it was real. Like the whole glass bead thing. I thought they made that up. I thought it was like a sales pitch.
No, you can definitely see it.
Yeah, that's cool. Where did you see it?
On Facebook, I think.
Really?
Or something. Yeah, somebody posted it.
I'll tell you a cool one I seen the other day. 3M's got this. They posted a picture. I think it was on Twitter or something, but it was like all their logos over the last 100 years or something. That was pretty cool. Yeah. I've been thinking about. Josh gets funny about the whole brands thing and what you can see in here, which is funny because not a whole lot of brands in here. But I was thinking I'm struggling right now. I really want some sick artwork for the wall behind me. If I haven't, like, it's hard to find the one. It's a very specific piece of art I want back there. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, there you go. I think that's interesting to look at.
That can't be wild. Real.
You don't think that's real?
No way.
Why not?
No, that looks real. That looks like a microscope image. I don't know.
No way that's real.
Why wouldn't it be real?
I don't know. It just don't look real. Does that look real to you guys?
It looks like
I mean, it's got the crosshead
on it or something, but
it's probably like an old. I don't know what that is.
Some kind of substance on there.
Looks like blow. Looks like somebody took and dropped a bag of blow on the back of some adhesive. That's what that looks like. That's not. There's no way.
Yeah, but I would like to see other brands too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That'd be.
Well,
cool
I mean, let me see how much a microscope.
I mean,
it
makes sense.
Why did 3M change their makeup from 1080 to 2080?
That's a great question.
Because the channels collapsing, was that a big?
We'd all like answers.
So they switched their. Not they switched. They really. Have you messed with 280 much?
Yeah.
Okay, so the initial low tack is low, and they knew that a lot of the industry, that was like a desirable thing, right?
Not for me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in the racing world, I kind of understand why, like carbons and composites and stuff like that is kind of a low surface energy anyway.
It's a whole nother beast.
So for us, it really screws us up.
Yeah.
It's really not, there's nothing good about it whatsoever. So it's like taking SLX and trying to wrap a tub with it. Not a good experience. It's just a miserable experience. You're not going to get the stretch that you want. You're not going to get the shrink that you want. It's going to be low tack. So you're going to try to like form it, and it's going to pop off, and it's just not the way to do it. But so they the shift. The reason the shift came was they were trying to appease that group of people.
I could see why.
Okay. The problem that came with it is the marketing behind it should have been really focused, because now it's more of a time-based adhesive. So you would stick it and then you give it time for the adhesive to set up. Nobody talks about that. And it's really hard, because it's like, again, this is one of those situations where it's like, when I'm like, it feels funny for me to explain that to somebody, because now it feels like a sales pitch, because it's after the fact.
Yeah.
So I'm trying, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to teach somebody that knows stuff about, like, you need to be kind of open-minded, like you are, right? But I'm just saying, like, your average person, by this point, they're rolling their eyes and going, oh yeah, give me your 3M sales pitch. And I'm just like, dude, I don't care. Like, I'm not here to sell you film. I'm just trying to explain to you, you know, especially like I said, for you, you're asking the question too, but still, I still get pushback on that.
Man, it's like water under there.
I know, it's wild. You're talking about channel collapse though, right?
Oh, I was wondering if that's why they
switched over
a little bit. Yeah.
Well, the micro comply is supposed to help with that. Like, so their new adhesive is significantly better.
Yeah, I just used some 1080 Plum Explosion and the neon fluorescent orange.
Yep.
And that lays like butter.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Is it new? No, 1080 is old.
1080, but
yeah, that Plum Explosion.
Yeah. Came like that.
I just wrapped some stuff in it, and it was not a pleasant experience.
2080.
Well, that was a 2080.
Oh yeah.
Huh? No, it was 1080.
1080
it was an old
Explosion.
It was an old roll. Yeah.
What was wrong with it?
Channel collapse.
Oh really? Yeah, I didn't have much of that at all.
No.
I
did take a little tack reducer and put it down. That helped a ton. And that's kind of my go-to move. You know what I mean? Like, if I got some that's I'm having trouble with.
The triple S.
Yeah. And that it's funny, because I really do like Justin, and I think I so much respect for Justin, what he's doing for the industry. Like, you know, kudos to him. But I feel funny anytime that I have to reference his products. I do. It irks me a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, he's got another thing. He's crushing it even harder.
He does. Yeah.
You know, but Triple S is a good product. It really is.
I don't know how. I haven't used it enough to respond properly.
Yeah. I like it.
But I have seen a lot of staining.
Really?
You know, this is on Facebook groups.
Sure.
And stuff. You see that?
No, that's
where
important.
They're cleaning with, and then it's staining the wrap. So.
Oh, I will say I wrapped a hood in the gloss black, the 2080.
Yep.
High gloss black, and I went to go use Triple S to do my final wipe down on it, and it did something to that wasn't good. Luckily, I was able to
black
get
stuff anyway, though. You could have a dirty rag and that do it.
You're about to put that in your mouth.
Yeah, but
You look like a knife tucker. No, I'm good.
just chewing on knife tuckers. Chewing on knife tuckers.
That'd be a good marketing move, right?
Yeah.
Get a lip in.
Can you spin that thing around in your fingers?
The can, you know, when we first started, when we doing packaging for these, that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to put them in a can like this.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't fit.
Yeah.
They wouldn't fit in a dip can.
Big
like,
one.
Well, the way we wanted them to. Well,
the 4 would, the small ones.
The small ones would, but not the
big
cartridge
NCs.
knife.
Yeah. So we had to change the whole thing. Eventually, though, I think we'll end up making our own cans, and they'll be like these. We'll end up injection molding and shooting them. I think that'll because then at that point, then we're in control of everything. So did you look at the packaging earlier? I know I gave you a can.
I bought a few from you.
Okay. So you've seen like the inside pucks and everything and the labels and everything. Thanks.
It's proper.
I appreciate that. Josh done all that.
Yep.
I just part of the ride.
Yeah, I'll use this all day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I can't ever get the ones in my
I'll get it in there. Don't worry. I'm there to
We'll
help.
send you the video again.
Literally made a video for me.
Not just you. It's not just you. We get it so much. It's unreal. Like,
but that's part of the growing pains, right?
It is. It's tough. And
And that's where the birth of the pre-tucked knife comes in, which is,
yeah. So now we sell them
because we knew.
Oh yeah, where it's already
on there. Yep. So you don't even have to, worry about it. You just buy it with it already on there.
We got a cheap knife for people that just want to try it, and we got industry standard.
How thin can you make that come to?
As thin as we want.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to do different
100%
thicknesses?
Yeah.
Shapes, thicknesses, all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so. Justin asked, when Justin came on and did the podcast, he asked us if we would make a WrapAx version. So I think we're going to make one of those for him at some point.
That tool is nice.
The WrapAx? I like it too.
This will work just as good though for me too. Like, because when I'm doing body scene, the gaps in the body work, sometimes it's body fit so tight.
Yep.
That I'm slipping off.
Yep.
So if I take one of these and run the line on it, it gives it a lot better.
Yeah.
Guide to cut.
Yeah.
So we knew this was going to be a little bit. This is the same thickness as a squeegee.
Yeah.
Yep. And so if we'd have went thinner, we wanted to avoid anybody being able to any complaints. It's our flagship product, right? So we're putting it out there. Kind of everything depends on people liking that.
Yeah.
If they hate that, we're kind of screwed at that point. You know what I mean? So thickness was a big talk. So we went with the thickness of a squeegee because at that point, if you're tucking edges with a squeegee, that should work.
Yeah. That's a great concept.
Yep. We go too thin, it starts busting through, and then it's our fault. You know what I mean? They're dude, why did you? It's made to tuck, not cut.
I hate when that happens. It does
on
suck. Accident.
It does suck, dude. It's the worst.
Yeah.
But then like Justin's, like if yours is tight, like the WrapAx, like if it's real sharp and you get you can get a decent cut with it.
Yep.
It's, you know what I mean? Like it's an acceptable cut most of the time.
Yeah.
But then when you don't, it's just jacked up. It is not good. And, you can mar some shit up with it pretty bad.
Sure.
So we just didn't want to play in that space. It was just like, look, there's the WrapAx that exists. So if you want to go, if you want to, and I keep the WrapAx in my pouch. I like them. I use them. So this was just made sense, right? Just put a tuck tool on your knife. You always got your knife with you. So if you ever need a tucking edge, it's there. And a lot of it too, like trailer guys, we knew like that was kind of, if you're cutting body seams, you're going to cut it and you're going to tuck it.
Make some for a box knife.
That's funny. Well, actually, we've gotten, I doubt Josh got any of those pictures, but I just had a guy, he does a ton of die knot. He sent me this picture. Sean, what is Sean? Sean Warden. You know Sean?
I've seen his name around.
Yeah, he's been around for a while. He sent me a photo not long ago, and it was of a, I'll have to find it. I'll find it and I'll send it to you. But it's a box cutter knife, and it's like, it looks like a, like in, where he says, "Oh, that's not a knife." That's what, you know what I'm talking about? Crocodile Dundee, when he pulls the knife out, he's like, "That's a knife." That's what it reminded me of when he sent me a picture and he was like, "Oh, dude, there's a guy out there that's got a similar product." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." I get it. Figure at some point somebody's going to knock it off. But so he sends me this picture, dude. And it's like a machete, but it's a box cutter.
On the way over here, I was thinking about this.
Here you go.
I don't know why the astronaut made me. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Interesting.
Let me send it to Josh. We'll see if he can get it up on the screen. Just for anybody else that wants to see it.
Just email it to me. That's the easiest way.
I got it, Lambert.
Okay, does or just like streaming up on there?
Yeah.
From your phone?
No, not from my phone.
I mean, we're technically savvy, but like, that's just asking way too much at 2:00 in the morning.
Bro, do you know Chris DeFeo? You do anything for Chris?
No.
You don't do anything for him?
No. I don't do anything for anybody, but
race teams.
Yeah. Holy moly. Look at that fucking thing.
Yeah. There you go. Jack Hawk 9000. Now available at Walmart.
I very randomly get jobs from.
Well, I don't vouch for anybody
outside.
I haven't stuck with. So we're gonna stick tomorrow, and if you're worth the shit, I'll hook you up with Chris.
Yeah.
Chris is a really cool dude, man. I don't even know how to talk about him really. Like, he treats me like we're really good friends, and it almost scares me, right? Because he's another one. Like, he just seems like too cool for us to be friends, and he's crushing it. Like, he's just like, I don't know.
What company does he own?
CL Visual.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've heard of that.
So, like, Dan Antonelli. So Dan does all the designs.
Okay.
And then he sends the prints over to Chris.
I see.
And so he's crushing it.
Yeah.
I mean, the other day we talked and he was like, yeah, I think we've done 75 vans this month. I'm like, oh,
Nice.
okay, y'all are doing it. But anyway, he was talking about, there's a reason I brought him up. We were just talking about something.
God, I hope so.
What were y'all there was something you just said that made me think about him. Damn.
I don't either.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. But anyway, either way, I want to connect y'all because he's always looking for good resources.
Yeah.
But there was a reason I brought him up. I don't know. He said something that triggered something.
Whoever left the Reese's on the table. That was clutch.
I brought in some snacks just in case. Brought in a couple of energy drinks. You know, it's late, so and they're health energy too.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's like, you know,
I'll be up all day tomorrow then if I drink it right now.
that's right.
What time y'all getting up in
Ready
the
to
morning?
rock.
I don't know.
I told him I'd try to be there about 10. I got to drop Austin off.
I'll probably try to get there about 8.
Yeah.
To be honest, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just survey the scene.
Yeah.
You know. But anyways, I wanted to ask you guys a question.
Run it.
What do you think about robots taking installation jobs?
Not happening.
Ever? You don't think you could train a robot to do your job?
Not happening.
We'll end it on this too. We'll just end it.
You would have to. I mean, not happening.
No, you've seen the ones where they can print on the wall though, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Now that, as far as like, see, even then, like, I don't know.
So that guy's from Wilmington, North Carolina. I did a little bit of research on him.
Who is?
The wall print guy.
Oh, okay.
The guy that built the machine or whatever.
Okay.
So
How far is that from here?
not far.
You gonna try to get him on?
I
here?
think so.
Nice.
See, I fuck
that'd
with
be
shit.
cool.
I fuck
Yeah.
with shit like that because, like, at the end of the, like, if you build something like that, and you still need an operator, like somebody's got it. The machine's not going to get there to the job.
And
so
it
like,
has its limitations too.
So,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like one of the obvious ones that
Can't get in the corners.
you
right?
can't get in the corners, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't reach all the way to the top of the
Yeah.
walls, top or the bottom. So there's always a gap. So you have to fill in the gap somehow. I mean, if you want full coverage, right?
I mean, I would think you'd have to have so many sensors, like, to be like, I don't know how you would pick up like a micro bubble or micro wrinkle.
They won't get those.
You know, like, I think it would be, hammered on.
Yeah, consistency is it would be really important. I think you would be more likely to see them go back to paint, like robotic paints. I think stand a chance.
I mean, robots were painting.
Right.
Yeah, they already are. Right.
Yeah. But I'll say it on this, some kind of like chemically soluble, like, so you paint the WrapOn, right? And so then you have like some kind of chemical so the wrap will stay on throughout all the weather conditions. And then you have some kind of chemical that whenever you're ready to do something different will dissolve whatever it is that you're spraying onto the car.
So who's the guy that you like? The Tinker guy, the Savage.
Adam Savage.
Yeah. They did a I can't remember what's the other guy's name.
Jamie Heineman.
Yep. And their show was
Mythbusters.
called Mythbusters.
Oh,
There you go. Okay. So they did an episode where one of the episodes where they took this giant machine and they set it up to where it would just shoot all the paint out against a wall and at one time.
GPU.
And it would make a painting.
It was the
Pull it up.
replication of
Mona
of
Lisa,
how
I
a
believe.
CPU works versus how a graphics processor works.
So it's a pretty cool demonstration, but essentially it worked. So they shot it off and, they all shot it at the wall and it hit and the little things, like paintballs explode and it painted a picture and you could tell what it was. You could literally see that was the Mona Lisa, right? It wasn't very good. Anyway, the reason I bring it up, because in my head, it's like people always talked about like sponsorship and how you got to get all the sponsorship in the right place. Well, if they're manufacturing the body, then they know all this. They know they've got a CAD drawing of exactly where that body is.
Yep.
A robot could easily, if you've got a machine, and again, me and you talked about it earlier, we're dealing with billionaires. These guys will throw crazy money at solving problems like this.
All that sounds good, like putting it, like building a jig, like knowing where everything is in that space, right? That you're working in.
I mean, that's
but
all
like
the Hawkeye is.
it's the material handling aspect of it that I just don't. I don't know how that would work. I don't know. I can't see it.
I mean, I don't think it's that crazy. I don't think it's far off.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but like you're talking about like, getting like limbs and hands and fingers involved. Like,
I don't think so. I think it's
feet.
I think like
mouths.
Again, I think the limit. Like when you think about
Definitely.
you think about the corners, right? And they've hung bodies before. Like that, you can take and you can hang a body. They suspend bodies on.
All right, I want to see. I want to see a machine. So we'll start small. I want to see a fucking robot peel backing paper.
Oh, and I'm talking about painting. That's what. Yeah, I shifted over to painting.
Okay, sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
But with painting, no. But see that the limitations with painting have always been like accuracy and like being able to paint logos and all that stuff. Machines can do that. Yeah. That's not. We know that because that's what all a printer does, right? So just creating a printer that can print on a car in a room, we're not that far off from it. I don't. That would be more scary to me. But there again, we've gotten to this place where wraps are lighter. They're easier to work with. They're easier to repair. Like there's so many things you're up against there to try to beat, and they can take advantage of us. So it's and they do it regularly. So it's like, why? You know what I mean? Like that's that. And I always made it a point to where it was like I wanted to make the transaction between me and the teams so seamless that it was like when somebody was like, "Dude, we need to do our own shit," that they'd be like, "Are you gonna do what Scott does or Michael does?" They literally call him Magic Mike because when they shut the lights off at night and they come back in the morning, the job's done. Like,
and it ain't because he's got a 6-pack of abs. I'll tell you that.
You want to do that? That's really what you want to just let him do it, you know? So I think there's a little bit of that. Like, you can't ever get rid of that. And I think that's kind of why I like the hustle that I was talking about earlier. Like, I like that guy that's willing to do that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah. A lot of people don't know, like, when you're passionate about something, you don't get to dictate how I do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I might come in here and do it for free because I fucking like it. And that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, you should be allowed to do that.
Yeah.
You know? And that should be able to take you places. I like that. I like people that are hungry like that. They scare me, but I like it.
Speaking of NVIDIA, if you guys are listening, I use your GPUs, so
Jesus Christ.
If y'all want to sponsor the podcast.
We've done pretty good the entire time not to nerd out.
They've had an epic year too.
Oh yeah,
so
dude,
they should be able to throw a little bit of money here.
Yeah, 100%.
I introduced to you Leonardo, and he's going to paint a picture for you guys in the way that a CPU might.
Can y'all hear that?
Series of discrete actions performed sequentially, one after the other.
And I will say, normally I don't hear you very well, but I'm hearing you crystal clear today.
Let me speed it up.
So, not
Ladies and gentlemen,
best painting in the world, right?
Leonardo.
Put him in a machine, just painted a smiley face, and we sat here and watched it happen.
when we hit this trigger on this thing, 2,100 gallons of air goes through these accumulators, out
And this
these
has gotta be
valves,
some time
into
ago,
all
right?
1,100 of these tubes, into these tubes, in which the bottom of is a paintball. Each
sure.
of those paintballs will fly across 7 feet of space, and in 80
Yeah, it was a few
milliseconds
years ago.
reach its
At
target.
least 5.
Hopefully, when it's all said and done, it's going to paint the Mona
technology
Lisa.
is much fast as technology, but there's no telling.
Painting demonstration.
But imagine them painting the side of a race car like this with a sponsor.
8,
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm so glad you brought this up because now all I can see is just like a big ass fucking paintball gun on the side of a race car.
That's what I'm saying.
crazy.
When you're talking about billionaires, they don't care.
Man.
They're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, they'd spend the money on that for sure.
Yeah. Well, you look at a Hawkeye, right? Like I don't know what they spend on those Hawkeyes, but those things. Do you know what a Hawkeye is?
Helicopter? Or
No.
plane?
This is no. That's how they scan the cup cars now.
Oh, okay.
So they draw
a 3D scanner, like
No, it's
Hang on,
even
I'll show you.
crazier. They pull it into this tent. It's like a room the size of this.
Yeah.
And there's fucking cameras everywhere.
Okay.
Like thousands of fucking cameras.
Gotcha.
And they scan every square inch of the car. So they know you can't mess with it.
Yeah, I've seen that done, but only with a handheld one.
No, this is it. Right
It's a
here.
whole.
Oh, do they put dots all over the car too?
Yeah. Well, a lot of times, if it's wrapped, they don't have to. But on the glass, they do. They got to put you'll see the big circles.
Let's take a look. Jeff, this is NASCAR's OSS, optical scanning system. So you can remember back in the day, we used handheld templates to police the body shape at the racetrack.
Set them on individual parts of the car.
So there's videos of Ray Evernham arguing with officials about how their thing is off, and like he's like standing and he's like pushing his glasses up, and he's just like, "What are you talking about, guys? Like this is we're arguing over this." Such good stuff.
Projectors and 17 cameras. The projectors are going to project images and random patterns all over this car.
When's the last time you wrapped one of those?
Pick up and measure the distances from all those, and then it's going to produce a 3D image of the car.
Okay, and it compares
6-7 months ago.
What?
The NASCAR Gold.
Were you putting the hexagon patterns under the wrap?
No,
Do you know what I'm talking about?
They're built into the body.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anywhere where they might cheat,
Yes.
Yeah.
They're putting that pattern there so that
I've had other teams ask me to do that now.
Yep.
Like they want that pattern.
Yep.
They want me to plotter cut hexagon.
Yep.
And wrap over it.
yep, they're cheaters.
yes, yes.
That's all they are. Look at
Not
that.
mentioning the
Look at
team.
this. Look at the scan. So anywhere where the card's built out, they know it.
Yep.
So there's a tolerance there where if it's too far in or too far out, it changes color on the scanner and they know it.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It needs to be wider there. Is that
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
So that's
So it's
a
inward.
it's a big old room with projectors and lasers and
So it's
cameras.
a go or no go. You either pass the scan or you don't.
Yeah.
And that's what they're using at Tech at the racetrack.
At the racetrack. So all the race teams have it too.
I see.
So
Well, the ones that can afford it.
yeah. So like Gibbs, they just I don't know if I'm supposed to say it, but they
Spill the beans, bruh. Maybe not. I'm not sure.
yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. They bought some film to put on the floor just to protect it. So
Have you guys been to a wind tunnel?
yeah.
Or how about a tunnel that's like abandoned tunnel where it's
Well, yeah.
yeah.
Stuart Haas has got one in the
Pretty
mountains.
crazy, huh?
Yeah, it's badass.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
mountains. Yeah, I wouldn't take it to Nassies.
Yeah.
Just right off the road. Never know it's there.
Nope.
Yep.
Well, you can't
Wild.
know, right?
Yeah, no, you
They're not supposed to have it. They're all cheaters.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
Yeah.
But they're billionaires. That's what I'm saying. They go and they buy a plane hanger and they name it something stupid. And like, all you got to do is walk in. I mean, there's the giant fans there. They've got all the smoke hookups and everything. I mean, you know what they're doing. Like, it's very obvious. And they'll say, no, this is for my airplane.
I just bought this jet.
Yeah. I'm going to keep it here. And I'm
Speaking
like,
of, I
dude,
need you to put some numbers on the thing.
you wouldn't put a jet in this building. Like you know what I mean? Like you got a G6, dog. Like I know you're not parking that here. That ain't happening. You know, you got a hangar in Concord that's white floors and like covered. You're not doing that here. You know?
Have you guys rode on any of those?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
I went to Kentucky with who did we fly with? I flew on Rusty Wallace's King Air. It was all blacked out, gold trim. It was sick.
Ooh, I like those.
Yeah. It was it was obnoxious. I mean, it was like over the top.
Nice.
But he's a pilot, so he
Flew you there?
No, he didn't fly that
he
day.
got
But
a pilot.
yeah, he's but it was cool. It was like
That is cool.
yeah, the pilot was bragging on it. He was like he could fly you. Like he's like, it's not uncommon for him to come up here and tell me to go sit in the back, and he just flies. So,
Nice.
and that's pretty common. Chase Elliott's that way. He would fly up on Tuesdays for his drivers meetings and stuff from Georgia. He'd just fly up, and it had me free. Like it because flying bothers me. I'm not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not comfortable flying.
Yeah.
That's why when I asked you, I was like, how was the flight? You know?
I'll just take a little Dramamine. And
Yeah, just
listen to
knock
music.
out.
I didn't get knocked out.
No?
But it does settle it for
Really?
me. Yeah.
Yeah. So is it more
Yeah.
this part? Yeah. Mine's more of the like. That's the part that freaks me out. It gets hard for me to get out of my head. Like I hit a little bump, I'm like, oh shit, we're going down. It's a good thing I can't call my wife. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be like every 10 minutes, like, babe, this is it. We're gonna die for sure. You're not gonna see me ever again. I love you.
Yeah, I don't mind flying too much. It's all right.
Yeah. Yeah, it messes with me. But I got to this place where it was like Chase was a pilot. And I was like, he was a young gun back then. Like at the time, it was like he was the new guy on the block or whatever. And so like it bothered me that he just flew. Like, oh, I got to go somewhere. I just go hop in my plane and take off flying. So I was like, I got to figure this out. I got to get some hours under my belt. So I took some flight lessons.
did?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I went to there's this,
We all went through a phase.
yeah, pilot phase. There's a guy in Mooresville that does like stunt
Oh yeah.
flying or whatever. And I went and flew with him, and it was wild.
Nice.
Yeah, like when we go to get in this plane, he was like, "Oh, hang on, before you get in, you got to put this backpack on." I'm like, "What's the backpack?" He's like, "Oh, it's parachute."
Yeah.
I'm like, "For what?" He was like, "Well, you know, this plane is made out of like curtain rods and bed sheets, so if this thing crumbles up, you got to be able to jump out." Pull the tab. I'm like, is there like a course on it? Like something I should know more? He was like,
Figure it out on the
he
way
was like,
down.
don't worry, make it real simple for you. When you jump out, you're gonna be falling. You see the cord that says pull? Fucking pull it. I was like, it freaked me out. It was not a good experience. And
I wouldn't want to go through that.
well, he
one.
picked on me. So we're going up, and he was like, you seem a little tense, man. He was like, you remind me of this lady that I just flew with not long ago. She came in on her 80th birthday, and you could tell she was a little nervous. But I tried to give her the barf bag, because I keep barf bags in the little slot there next to you. Speaking of which, if you're going to get sick, please throw up in the barf bag. Don't. He's like, a lot of this carpet in here, shag, you're going to, the vomit will get down there. He just kept on, and I'm like, at some point you thought that something about this was going to make this trip better. And he was like, nah, I know what I'm doing. But like, he took it up, straight up, stalled it out, you know, came, like, we fell out of the
that'd be
sky.
crazy.
Oh, it's insane. And it used to be mandatory.
That would make me throw up.
Yeah. Like it
100%.
was mandatory. Like if you were going to get your pilot's license, that you had to go. It used to be.
Stunt course.
Yeah. I think it was only like, it was a few hours, right? But you had to go and go through it. And he was cool about it. Like he was straight up. He was like, you know, you don't have to have this, but you need to experience it.
Yeah.
It was cool. The flight back was cool because it was a stick plane, and he's behind you, you know, and the whole time he's coaching you through it. So like when we would do like a barrel roll, he would say, okay, I'm going to let go. I need you to grab it because somebody's got to fly the plane.
Right.
And he would say, just take it and slam it one way as far as it'll go. And you'd roll over, you know, you might lose consciousness for a second.
How long did you do that? How many courses did you go through?
Total, like for my pilots,
Yeah.
I had 26 hours,
What do you have to get?
40.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're over halfway there.
Yeah. Yeah. And your logbook stays good. So, I mean, I could go back anytime and start
Is it
back.
pricey?
Again. Yeah, it's pretty pricey. At the time, Dustin was paying for the majority of it. So it made it really easy.
Nice.
Because he was jacked. I mean, he was all in. He was going a lot. But the health stopped him. So he had well, I don't want to talk too much about it. It wasn't anything major. He just had some health concerns at the time that he needed to take care of. And I think he's doing good now. So,
Gotcha.
But it was like, it's rigorous. Like it's a thing. Like a lot of pilots, they don't get to keep their license because of something. It could be something stupid, you know. But you got to go and you got to pass certain tests and stuff. It's cool. It's fun, man. If you've never done it, and
No, I haven't.
you ought to look
I
into
don't
it.
know.
I want to say we paid for my daughter to go and do a entry level flight. They call it something. I can't remember what it's called. Josh, you remember what that's called? Your first flight?
Yeah.
You awake over there?
Yeah.
Eyes like,
I'm thinking.
Anyway, it's like your first flight or whatever, and it's like $120 or something. It's not bad. You go up and
Discovery flight.
That's what it's called, and it's just to find out whether or not you like it.
Yeah.
And so you go up with an instructor, and they'll fly you out, and you'll do like a pattern around the airport. They generally fly you out a little ways away and just kind of let you cut some laps and stuff. It's cool. It's a cool experience. And a lot of people think it's a lot more expensive than that. And so when I say that, $120 doesn't sound bad, right? But like, you know, you do that 40 times.
Right,
you
right.
know, gets
Adds up.
Yeah.
My Discovery flight was in a $500,000, like 8-passenger fucking
Jet, wasn't it?
twin jet plane. And it's like, he let me fly everywhere. And I start coming into the runway. I'm on final, and he's like, you gonna land this plane? And I said, I don't think you want me to land this thing, honestly.
They're so
like,
laid
I
back.
could do
Really?
it. I could do it because I've spent, time in a sim, but you don't want me to crash this
And
plane.
they're fully prepared. Like,
to crash.
no,
to
maybe not
let you go to the point where they know when to take over.
Yeah. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, I like it.
It's a fun.
Nothing like
it. Never done it. It's worth trying. You know?
Yeah.
At least go up and like. Have you ever? I would assume small planes. You ever been in a small plane?
Yeah, very Rarely though.
Yeah.
Only a
Up
few
and down
times.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're sketchy.
I did one in Florida. Just
Okay.
like a plane tour type
Yeah.
thing.
I did a helicopter one at Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about sketchy. Now that's
Yeah, those
sketchy.
are
I've never
sketchy.
been in a helicopter either.
Like pop-up helicopter tours.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Dude. It was sketchy. It was like $20, man. You pay $20 and you get to go up in a
good
helicopter.
view.
Yeah, well, they just go out. I don't know, maybe a few hundred yards or something. Just circle around and come back. But it's worth it, man. It's a ride.
Yeah.
I was scared to death. So most pilots have a good headset. They're going to spend money on a good headset, and it's normally $400 or $500 for the headset. And so when I got into the rig, I'm looking at the guy, and he's got like short shorts on. He's got sandals on, like
Florida man.
he's got a Ray-Ban, old school Ray-Bans on. He's like, "Come on in," and I'm like, "No chance." Man. I seen his headset, and I'm like, maybe there's a chance. This might be it. This guy might know. So we cut a lap with him. It was fun.
Nice.
Yeah. It's sketchy, but fun. But all right, yeah, no, you're right. It's late.
Yeah. Appreciate
Brad, I appreciate you coming in, dude. It's awesome.
Let the record show it's 2:22, and we just completed a podcast.
Yeah.
Let's go. Wrap on.
I've done this the last couple times. Anything you want to touch on before we cut out? I think it's always good for you to at least say your name of your company, and if anybody wants to find you, what's the easiest way to find you?
Oh yeah, just Brad B Wrapped, B Wrapped LLC on Instagram, TikTok. I don't use TikTok too much, but yeah.
What's your go-to platform?
Instagram mainly. Yeah. Yep.
That's where I see you post the most.
Yeah.
That's it.
I keep Instagram business related. My Facebook's more family.
Yep.
So I get a lot of random rappers that try to add me. No diss to people if I don't add you. It's just, I keep it more family oriented. And
Well, I seen it the other day. You posted a video. It was like a Christmas time photo or something, but it was like the whole family.
oh yeah.
You know?
That's at my uncle's, like 30, maybe 40 people deep,
Yeah.
a lot of people there.
Stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
A lot of fatties in there. Yeah. A lot of in one room. I was like, dude, where are you at? That place is massive.
Yeah.
So that's cool. It's always, I think that's good too. A good, healthy mix of, people getting to see a little bit of who you are.
Yeah.
That's what I like about this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Spend 2 hours with somebody, they kind of let you in on a little bit, People can fake for an hour, You get in that 2 hour.
I was pretty nervous coming here, but I'm good now.
Yeah.
I do appreciate you actually asking Scott some questions. That was good.
Yeah.
You were nervous though. I wouldn't have guessed.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like talking in front of mics.
Really?
I haven't usually, but I guess if I'm going to do more trade shows, I need to.
Is that something? That's a good question. Is that
I
something?
think it's
Yeah, I
just
like the
because you're
trade
cool.
shows.
Yeah. So like
And JDS has been helping me a lot with that, but we'll
don't
see
know-
where that goes.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I did catch a little wind at the rap party that, so RapsCon next year.
Mm-hmm. I don't know much about it.
So I've heard that you have to, essentially you're going to have to be sponsored to get into the event. And it's I want to say 15,000 is what I keep hearing. That's like top prize.
So RapsCon?
Yeah, for RapsCon. Now, not to enter, but that's like that's what you're looking to win.
Okay.
About 15 grand. That's the number that's
With
getting thrown around.
materials and tools.
No,
Cash money, dog.
Cash prize. Also heard your name has already been put out. Your name is actually the only name that I've heard put out
What are
there
you talking about?
to compete
Oh, I didn't know I was competing.
and with a sponsored ride,
Okay.
paid for ride.
Okay.
Now, if that's news to you,
That's
then
news.
okay.
Breaking news.
Well, I heard it. And I was kind of not shocked because it was you. Well, do you compete?
I've done a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's good. I don't know that I've ever seen you compete. And most time competitions, you're either working. Every time I've seen you've been working.
Yeah, yeah. No,
So-
I did a mirror contest and the first RapsCon. I won that one
Yeah. Oh,
with
okay.
Chuck Cordy. Remember him? Knife. He's from Canada,
Okay.
and there was about 10 people involved in it. Not too big. Where the Rap Olympics is a lot of people.
Sure.
But yeah, I've done a few competitions.
But I thought that was interesting. I was like,
Is it the Rap Olympics?
Yeah.
I gotcha.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah, RapsCon. Yeah, that's what it'll be. But like I said, I think the 10,000 last year at the window tint competition kind of piqued, you know, some of the interest in.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
They need people to come out.
yeah, I mean that's a 15 grand. I'm going.
Yeah.
You know, 15 grand. We're going. We'll be there. We're going to compete. We'll find. I don't know who's going to sponsor us, but
Yeah. I don't know who my partner is.
well, I heard in the context that I heard it, that was the deal. Like if this person wanted to compete, they could potentially. They would if they were going to. Essentially, you were already locked in his mind, right? You're locked in, and if someone else wanted to,
Gotcha.
you know what I'm saying? They would be competing with you.
I see.
And I thought it was pretty good. I was like, hell yeah, go Brad.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass.
Oh, I'm game for it for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm always game for it.
That's cool.
There you go.
I like the competition of it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoy it. I probably enjoy it too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm just like, I'm all over. That is like my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh yeah, hell yeah. Get in there and figure it out, and like the nerves of it. You know what I mean? Like it reminds me of racing,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
graphics, so it's
Yeah.
like even more of like this fun thing.
Yeah, I got that.
And you always got a good partner to carry you.
Jesus.
That's me.
But anyway, so I'm glad. So we've done a couple podcasts where we have like this quick, like, you know, I've noticed that after the podcast, as soon as we walk out, there'll be something that you bring up, and I'll be like, damn, I wish we'd have got that. So I've been trying to, like, before we shut down, it's like, hey, like, let's just circle back and see if there's anything. So like this.
Yeah, I don't know too much about RapsCon yet, honestly.
Well, I'm not, like I said, I might have spoke too soon.
We'll see.
But-
Time will tell.
It's all good.
But the fact that somebody even said it, like I would feel good if somebody said it about me.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I'm glad I could
Yeah.
share it with you. So, and the fact that your name's even out there and it's that early, I mean, SEMA, and they're already talking about it, and your name is it's the first one I've heard. I hadn't heard
Sounds
anybody
good
else
to
say
me.
it. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. So I don't be surprised if it don't get brought up.
Gotcha.
And that's if it comes through. I'm hoping it does. I'm hoping that they put that, if they put that together, because this year, like when we looked at it, it was just like, bro, we got to go all the way back out to LA, and it's already expensive out there. It's kind of a shithole. The show's really not that good. We're really there for just the Rap Olympics.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the 2 years ago when we went, they botched it up.
So what's the best show? I would say
WFCT.
WF.
Yeah.
All right.
It
You
was.
heard it here first.
I mean, I don't know of another one that you can compare it to. I mean, and now their rap competition this year wasn't that good. Now
That was their first one.
it was their first one,
Yeah.
right? And so they're still trying to figure it out. There's some stuff in there, but there's some people that's been doing this long enough. Like, I don't know, and this is nothing against Jeremiah, the guy that put it on this year. I think it's awesome that he got the rap industry in there
Yeah,
because
for sure.
he did that portion
Yep,
of it.
yep.
But somebody like Starla Miller, like that's her wheelhouse. That's they should have reached. Like Jeremiah needs to. If I was going to give him any advice, that's what I would say. Reach out to somebody like Starla Miller
Yeah.
that's done this enough times. She's organized. She's smart. She's neutral. That's another big thing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Jeremiah.
Yeah, I think that's important.
Yeah, it's huge, right? Like, so he done 2 raps for Avery the night before or maybe not the night before, but before the show.
Right.
Like they're sitting there, like he's promoting them.
Oh yeah, the pool party pink.
Yep.
Is that a cool color?
Yeah, I thought
I'm
it was
about
cool.
to do a car in that.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, you know, it's another pink, but
Yeah.
it was cool. But he done those, and then Kevin's an Orful trainer. You know what I'm saying? That's open about how much he hates 3M and anybody that's involved with him, right?
yeah.
Like, you know, he don't miss an opportunity to say fuck 3M. It's just, you know, that's who he is. So like, that's a little tough.
Yeah.
Coming in as a 3M'er.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm already behind the gun a little bit. So,
Yeah.
but somebody like Starla, I think she would help with that. But then like you look at their PPF and window tint. So if their rap competition is moving in that direction, dude, there's nothing, I've never seen a competition in the film, especially in the film space, that is as clean as what they do with their window tint PPF.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's badass. Like if
I would struggle in that part. I don't do a lot of that.
no, but I'm just saying, like, if you get the chance to check it out, when I say how they do it, I mean how the show runs that
Yeah,
operation. Yeah,
for sure.
They just do a good job. They got a super clean way of doing it. It's super
Is it always
efficient.
in Orlando?
I don't know. No, because we went to it 2 or 3 years ago in Virginia Beach, and it was good.
Gotcha.
Same kind of setup,
Yeah,
and it's
check it out.
focused on the competition. Like they don't try to sell you on a show. Now there is a show there, but like essentially think of it like a the size is something like a Walmart, and then they've got it broke up. Take a size of a Walmart and break it up into 4 sections.
Yeah.
And those 4 big sections are your competitions. So you've got flat glass, decorative glass, window tint, PPF. And then, like I said, this year they added wrap. But the wrap was the smallest portion. And then those 4 areas are set up, and there may be, for window tint, there's probably 20 cars that are staged and ready to go. And I want to say they had like, let's call it 200 competitors for window tint. That's a lot of people.
That is a lot of people.
That's a lot of people, and you got to get them through there, and you got to get them, scored out.
Tinting the whole car or just the side of the car?
So normally it's like 2 side windows for the first round, and then a back glass and maybe a side window for the second round, and then for window tint, I think they go a third round.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but it's all it's challenges. Like they're testing them. I mean,
I've seen them, saw them up on ladders doing
Yep.
like a top window.
Yep. I mean, they're legit. They do really well with that. And again, not saying they didn't do well with, it was the first time they done the wrap portion of it. So no doubt that it'll get better. I just, the organization and the structure and the system, how systemized they are with that portion of the company, really cool. And 10 grand is 10 grand all day,
That's good money.
That's good money and it's a single. You know what I mean? Whereas like some of the others are a team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I prefer single.
I'm kind of.
You probably work good.
I do
together.
Yeah.
You guys are used to that. I'm used to being a lone wolf.
But there's times, right? Like there is a time and place. Like if I'm doing a mirror and a hood like it was down there, might as well just do it by myself.
Yeah.
Right. But if it takes some thought now and we can be strategic, the two of us working together makes way more sense. So it's and it's funner that way too. Don't get me wrong. But down there, when we're talking about like what's the best competition as far as like, dude, I was jazzed down there, dude. I was ready. Yeah, you could feel it, and it wasn't even they didn't make it like at RapsCon. It becomes a show. You get a crowd, there's people talking, and it's like it's fun. Like you're dicing. But down there, it was more, you could feel the competitiveness.
Right.
You know what I mean? There may have only been, 20 of us, but pretty much the 20 are there, and we're all watching.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And you're thinking, and you're like, it becomes a competition.
Yeah.
It's not just it's not a show. So I don't know. That's my take on it.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, check it out. It's cool. But if RapsCon steps it up and they take it up 15 grand, that's worth it all day, in my opinion. I think that would take that show up to the next level. But they have to keep it nice, clean, neat, organized. Whatever happened with us 2 years ago that's not the case. We don't want to do that. That was not good.
You guys got
points got a little dicey. It was.
I saw something was it on maybe one of your podcasts? They take points off for not communicating.
Yep. Tanner's, that was them this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a deduction, and Tanner's not much of a talker.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. But I mean, I get it. You need to communicate,
Yeah,
so
you do.
And I over communicate. But see, here's another thing too, is like, if we're building strategy, I'm not giving away my strategy. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying that in front of everybody.
Right.
So there's some of that too, like the competitive side there too. So it's like, you just got to be smart about it. So we just got to the point where it was just like, if they just want us to communicate, we can communicate.
Right.
So then we're just talking. You know what I mean? So then it's turned into, hey, you wiping down that side? I know damn good and well he's wiping on it, so I don't have to ask him that. You know what I mean? We've wrapped 1,000 things together. He knows to clean his edges. I don't have to remind Josh to clean the fucking edges, I might have to remind him to rub an edge every once in a while or something. But nothing, huh? All right.
No,
We lost him.
no, I'm giving you. No, don't. You shut the fuck up.
All right. Well, anything else?
Nope.
No, you good? Dude, I appreciate it. It has been awesome. It has been fun. I look forward to it. Hopefully tomorrow goes good and I can tell everybody how great you are.
Merry Christmas to all.
them how great you
and
are.
to all a good
I
night.
don't doubt it. I
might just watch you do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That'd be fun. You can
That's usually what I do.
It really is. All right. We good?
Yep.
All right.
Cool.
All right, let's go.